Today, we are not playing online battles. No. We are doing a tier list of seasons 1 to 8 of the best Mega Evolution Pokemon inside online battles. If you enjoyed and want to see more of this, subscribe and leave a like, because I've got plenty of Pokemon content coming daily. So, like I said, this is going to be a tier list of the best Mega Pokemon from season 1 to 8. So I'm not involving regular Pokemon. I have this row here to show the popular meta picks. So you got Garchomp, Xerneas, Sirfetch'd, Marowak, Porygons, Meta. You get the idea. And this is basically like a reference of like the most popular mons used from season 1 to 8. I might be wrong in some places because I didn't play from season 1. I started from season 3 or season 4, one of the two. Also, this is going to be a tier list of like personal preference. You know, of like the Pokemon I've seen most popular and the Pokemon who like most walloped my ass. Do you know what I mean? But obviously, people have different points of views and stuff like that. So yeah, let's get right into it. This channel is partnered with W Energy. If you like great tasting drinks to help fuel your day, then head to the W Energy website and use my discount code at checkout. We also offer caffeine-free drinks for anyone under 18. Thank you. Enjoy the video. First of all, Meganium. Probably go to with a lot of counters. The thing about Meganium, right, it's good against Kyogre, Groudon, and sometimes it can be good against, say, Marowak, right? And Garchomp, I suppose. But its Grass Fairy typing is very, very vulnerable. Grass has a lot of weakness, and with Fairy on top of that, it's kind of like it's not kind of like okay defensive typing. There's a lot of poison moves running around, and a lot of steel moves as well. And obviously, a very popular steel one right now is Goldengo, and Meta as well, and also Meganium, and also ice types as well. Counter Meganium very well, like Baxi. I think putting it here, putting it at go-to with a lot of counters does make sense. Because it does counter, it counters Swampert very well. It also counters Kyogre and Groudon, which I've already said. So, yeah, Meganium. Sorry, this isn't my first tier list, so I'm kind of like iffy of like how to do this, you know. I'm trying my best here. I'm trying my best. Embo, probably the same tier, probably a bit worse. The thing about Embo, right, you don't see a lot of them, and like when you do, you don't see it for long. It counters the steel types in this game because it has fire fighting types. Both types are really good against steel types. So Metagross, Goldengo, Metal, kiss them goodbye, right? But the thing is, fighting type isn't really as good as a defensive type. It's more of an offensive type. So you got counters like Mewtwo and Rayquaza as well. And because it's a fire type as well, it gets countered hard by Gyarados, right? So if you see a Gyarados on the other team, you just better hope that you have Thunder Punch on the Embo or Stone Edge, you know. Feraligatr, I can't lie, it's probably up here for me, to be honest with you. But I'll believe you here for now. The thing about Feraligatr, it has incredible typing, Water Dragon, really good offensive type. But it gets hard countered by Fairy types because it doesn't have a Steel move or Water type move. No, sorry. It doesn't have Steel moves or Poison moves that it can use to counter the Fairy types. So if you see a Fairy type like Xerneas, that's it, game over. And it gets hard countered by Meganium as well. Unless you run an Earthquake on your Feraligatr, you're going to get countered by Meganium, full stop. Feraligatr has very high attack, 165 I believe it is. So basically you set up a Sword Stance with Mega Feraligatr, you Waterfall, and then you Aqua Jet straight away, and then usually that gets the KO in. And it's also very good against Primal Groudon and Groudon as well. Oh, speaking of which, I'm just going to do this right off the bat. Boom. Right, I know I skipped right to the very end of the Pokédex, but need I say more about these four? Mega Rayquaza, Mega Meganium, and Primal Kyogre and Groudon, right? By far, the most used Pokemon in this meta, and this whole online battles system. They're just so strong. So strong. And the fact that Rayquaza doesn't even need to hold a Mega Stone to use an item. Well, the Mega Evolve, I mean. That doesn't make it absurd. So I say this is the order of how it goes. Mega Ray, Mega Meg, Kyogre, Groudon. I think that's how it goes. And Feraligatr is a good counter to Groudon, because Groudon is fire ground, and Feraligatr does have the potential to one-shot Groudon if that gets a critical hit with a water move, like Waterfall. Probably don't even need a critical hit, to be honest with you. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Beedrill. Sorry. As much as I love him, he's he's not that good. I can't lie. I know. I had one video of him where he just smacked everyone in the face. He's good against dark types, but what else does he have going for him? You know, he's fast, he's strong. That's it. He's paper thin. Like, you could breathe on him and he could die. You know, and that's it. He's fast, he's strong. Breathe on him, he dies. He's a bug type, so his defensive typing isn't as good. But the thing is, it has a powerful poison jab, which does do well against Xerneas. But I can't. That's not enough to put it up here, you know. Pidgeot, another one for not goated. But I say it's better than Mega Beedrill. No. Yeah. No. Yeah. Okay. The thing about Pidgeot, right? It doesn't have a lot of coverage. It has. If you're gonna be running Pidgeot, right? Here's your moveset: Hurricane, Air Slash, Heat Wave, Hyper Beam. That's it. And if you don't want to run 2 flying moves, you get rid of Air Slash. You put on Protect. That's it. I believe Pidgeot gets Work Up, but I'm not 100% sure. Okay. I was wrong. It does get Work Up, and it also gets Ominous Wind. But Ominous Wind is quite a weak move, 60 power, and Work Up in Legends Z8 doesn't last as long. Maybe about like 10 seconds of uptime. So I don't think running Work Up on Pidgeot is worth it. You just want to run max special attack, modest, max HP, and just dish out as much damage as you can. So yeah, I don't think Pidgeot is viable. Yeah, it does counter Surf effect, but yeah, like I said with Beedrill, it's the same with Beedrill. I'm not like putting it up there just for one counter, you know. Mega Amp, probably the top by here. Mega Amp is Electric Dragon, very high special attack, quite bulky as well, so it can live a few hits. It hard counters Gyarados, it hard counters Kyogre as well. Well, unless you Mega Evolve with Amp, well, which obviously this tier list is, and Kyogre would be carrying Ice Beam, then maybe not. But either way, like Amp is pretty good. Amp is good. Like I said, high special attack, decent typing as well. Electric Dragon, Electric when it's pure without the Mega Evolution, so it can counter Gary without Mega Evolving really hard. And when you do Mega Evolve, it gets that Dragon typing, so it can be a bit more vulnerable to Baxia, Garchomp, Rayquaza, Xerneas, you know, all that, like these top meta picks. Magearna as well. Saying that, I'm kind of like, putting it by here now. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm kind of like rusty with this tier list. I don't know, this is my first ever tier list, so I don't really know what I'm doing with it. But I'm trying my best. And also, my channel is pretty much based around Legends EA, online battles. So, yeah. I feel like you guys can trust me, right? I hope so, anyway. Oh yeah, it also counts as Glyphopod. Glyphopod is up here as well, because there's Mega Evolutions. You know what I mean? Mega Gary is probably up here, I can't lie. Oh, top of by here, yeah, there we are. I'll leave him by here for now. But Mega Gary, whew, phenomenal. Water Dark typing is quite a good typing to have. Even though it loses a flying type, it doesn't really matter, because actually yeah, it sort of does. Because you're not going to be using Crunch on Gyarados pretty much ever, because there's not a lot of Psychic types in this meta apart from Mewtwo, and there's not a lot of Ghost types in this meta apart from Goldengo and Cerulege, you know. It counters Marowak quite hard, unless Marowak has Thunder Punch, then you're dead. It counters Chomp quite hard, because you can carry Ice Fang on it, It can counter Goldengo pretty hard as well, because its dark typing can be pretty... If you are of the off chance by carrying Crunch, then you could possibly one-shot Goldengo, you know? Same with Mewtwo as well, and the same with the Gen 9 Knights. And if you're carrying Ice Fang, there's a good counter to Chomp and also Mr. Green Snake over here. I forgot his name. Rayquaza. That's it. Alright, next. Next is this demon of a monster. Right, I can't lie, you're probably down here. Probably by here. When was the last time you've seen Mega Barbarical? Because I couldn't even tell you. Like, even in my video, I didn't want to use them because it's god awful ugly. Here's the thing. It has incredible offensive typing, rock fighting, incredible, right? You can counter so many monsters for that, but it's just so frail because of its typing. Like rock fighting is. Right, let me go to Terrakion. Look how many weaknesses it has. It has 7 weaknesses, but fair enough, it has 6 resistances, but 7 weaknesses, and 5 of them are pretty common. Water, Steel, Fairy, Ground Fighting. They're all common typings, you know. So, if you're playing Mega Barbarical, then good luck to you. You can just run Bulk Up, try Liquidation something, Waterfall, I don't know. It does counter Baxi quite hard. That's all I can really say about it, to be honest with you. Like, Baxi, Ceruledge maybe. Yeah, it's not a lot going for the Barbarical, you know, because it loses its water stab upon Mega Evolving because it becomes rock fighting for whatever reason. For whatever reason, this thing is a fighting type. I don't know how to explain it, but I don't know why it is a fighting type. It just is. Mega Starmie, it's kind of the same problem as Barbarical. You don't see a lot of them, but it is pretty good. I want to say it's better than Embo. The thing about Starmie, it can be quite all-rounded, you know. You can make an all-out physical set, you can make an all-out special set, you can make an all-out, well, you can make a mixed attacking set, but its typing is quite, like, vulnerable because of that Psychic typing, you know. Psychic isn't as good as a defensive typing as it was way back in the day in Generation 1, Generation 2, Generation 3, that sort of thing, you know. And it doesn't really have a lot of coverage moves either. I think the thing about Starmie, right, it doesn't get a lot of coverage moves, right? So this is its level up moveset. It gets Power Gem. That's the only difference. That's the only different sort of stab move it gets, and also Swift. But who's using Swift? So it gets a rock move in Power Gem, right? And then if you look at its TM moveset, it gets Icy Wind. It's kind of using that. Thunderbolt's good. Yeah, fair enough. Dazzling Gleam, Blizzard. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Its TM moveset is pretty good. So that's why you could run it as a special attacker, cause the D-Gleam, Power Gem, Thunderbolt. Those are good special attacking moves. With 60 HP, 105, 60 HP, 105 on both defenses is okay, but when you're going against two common typing like Ghost, then you're gonna have some struggle. But it does counter Groudon and also Rayquaza quite hard, and also the Gen 9 Knights. So I think for that reason I want to put it maybe like around right here. Yeah, I'll leave it here. It counters Annihilate from Marshadow, but they also counter Starmie back. So it's kind of like double-edged sword in a way. Mega Floette, can't lie, probably down here, buddy. Probably down here, or bottom of goated with a lot of counters. Mega Floette, right? Here's the thing with Mega Floette, right? 155 special attack, amazing, one of the highest in the game. 148 special defense, so it's quite tanky on the special side. 74 HP, what can you do about that? But it does not get any coverage moves apart from Fairy and Grass, and there's also Psychic as well, and also Ominous Wind, and also Chill and Water. But you're not using these two on Floette. because Chin and Water is just weak. Chin and Water is a weak move, and it's probably if you're going to use Chin and Water, you want to use on a defensive mon. That's not Floette. Floette is not a really defensive mon. And Ominous Wind, Silver Wind, they're just too weak. Fair enough, you can run them for the Omni Boost, but that's about it. You're not running them for anything else. You're best off making this like a close quarters tank with Carmine, Draining Kiss, and where is it? Deagling. So I think for that reason, it's better off staying at the bottom of this tier list. It does counter the Dragon types, but if the Dragon types have some sort of Steel move or Poison move against Mega Floette, that's it, game over. You know. And most of the time, Pokemon that Floette does have does counter, like Annihilate, Chomp, Rayquaza. They also carry moves that counter Floette, you know. Like you see a lot of Chomps with Poison Jab. You see a lot of Annihilates carrying Poison Jab as well. You see a lot of Baxies carrying Steel moves. Wait, does it get Steel move? Hang on, sorry. Okay, I was double checking. Baxie gets Iron Head. Yeah, so. One of the Floette counters, the counters counter Floette more. You know what I mean? Because it's so frail on the physical side. Alright, who's next? Mega Meowstic. Okay. To be honest with you, I don't see a lot of Mega Meowstic. So for that reason, I think by here is good. Mega Meowstic is kind of mid. It's kind of like Alakazam in a way, but a lot weaker, a lot slower, and a lot frailer. I think the only difference between them is Meowstic gets more coverage moves and slightly more physically bulky. But apart from that, it doesn't have a lot going for it. It's a psychic typing, so it can counter Annihilate and Marshallow quite well. But the thing is, they also counter Meowstic because of the ghost typing, you know. Yeah, there's not a lot of stuff that Meowstic can do, so I think down by here is good. Yeah, I think that's good enough, to be honest with you. Right, who's next? Pyro. I know straight away you're going by there for design and playing purposes. Pyro is ass. Right, I'm sorry. Right, you can argue with me all you want. No one is using Pyro apart if you're using Nasty Plot Wave. That's it. Right, and I don't even think it gets Nasty Plot. You get Nasty Plot. No, it only gets Work Up. So if you're going to Work Up with Pyro, right, you're going to use Heat Wave. Does it get Heat Wave? Yes, it does. Okay, you're going to use Heat Wave. You're going to use Solar Beam. That's it. It has Solar Beam. So I don't know. Oh, do you know what? I think this is better. I think that's better way of doing it, you know. Because at least it's quite hard, isn't it? Right, here, the thing about Pyro, right? Mega Pyro. See what I mean? Like, for some reason they gave it like 20 physical attack. Yeah, they gave it 20 physical attack. Who's using physical Pyro in 2026? No one. No one is. You're only going to be using special moves, right? So why did Game Freak decide to put 20 attack into 20 points in attack is beyond me, right? But the thing about Pyro, right, since it has also the normal typing, and there's also a fire type, it counters Goldengo solidly well, and for that I think putting it up above Barbarical is a good enough reason why it's not on the bottom of the tier list. God, it really does hard counter Goldengo quite hard. There's normal typing, there's normal fire typing, makes it immune to Ghost. Goldengo is Ghost and Steel, and then all you need to do is Work Up, Heat Wave, bang, Goldengo's dead. But apart from that, you're not using it. Maybe if you maybe when you Mega Evolve it, you can Solar Beam, Kyogre, Growlithe, Swampert, but I don't think so. With a 129 special attack stats Work Up, I don't know. Especially since Swampert tends to run Azulfest quite often. Same with these two as well. Who's next? The Mega Raichus. I'll leave them bottom here for now, then we can talk about them. Mega Raichu X, I believe, would be by here. So Mega Raichu X, Mega Raichu Y. One's physical, one's special. Mega Raichu X is probably up here because pure electric typing, even when a Mega evolves, when it uses Volt Tackle as a Mega evolution, it gets an attack boost. I'm not sure if you guys knew that, but if you never, the more you know. And when it does get that attack boost, it's actually pretty strong, and it does tend to one-hit kill quite a lot of things. Yeah, it counters Gyarados pretty hard, Baxi, cause Raichu has pretty good coverage moves. Yeah, so Raichu has pretty good coverage moves. It has Brick Break, it has Play Rough, Dig, it has Surf, Iron Tail, Drain Punch. Yeah, so it has good coverage moves. So, here's what you do. You run 2 electric moves, 1 Volt Tackle, 1 Thunder Punch. You run Brick Break, Drain Punch, whatever, and you also run Play Rough. You get Volt Tackle on a non-ground type, get the attack boost, and then you can pretty much KO Gary, Goldengo, Baxi, the Gen 9 Knights. You can KO Rayquaza, Kyogre, Glycopod. You can KO a lot of things, you know. Surface, Annihilate, Marshadow. I'm kind of leaning towards up here now. And yeah, it does counter Primal Kyogre quite well as well. Because like I said, you get the Volt Tackle up, get the attack boost, and then you just Thunder Punch. And maybe that'll do the job on Kyogre, but I haven't really had a chance to use Mega Raichu X against a Primal Kyogre, so Mega Raichu Y on the other hand could probably stay by here. Maybe no, yeah, I think this is alright. So Mega Raichu Y, you could set up Nasty Plot. Yes, you can. You can set up a Nasty Plot with Mega Raichu Y. You could Surf, you could Discharge, and then you could Degleam as well. You pretty much don't need anything else on this mod. Electric, Water, and Fairy are good coverage typings to have, and they can counter a lot of the meta when you Nasty Plot as well. So Thunderbolt obviously counters Gyarados and Kyogre. Degleam counters the fighting types, so these 3 by here, and also Mega Mewtwo X. Surf, you can use it to attack Chomp if you wanted to, but then again you got Degleam. You can use it to counter your ground types. You can use it to counter fire types as well if you wanted to. Yeah. that's all I really got for the Raichus, to be honest with you. You definitely see more of a Mega Raichu X than you do Y, but moving on. Wait there. Before we move on, I'm gonna do this up here. I change my mind about these 2. Yeah, Mega Amp is definitely better than Mega Meganium. Mega Clef. What to do about you? I say it by here. If I go around by here, but I'll leave it by here. So Mega Clef. Basically, it's basically like Togekiss, but you need a Mega Stone. So when it comes to champions, you're going to be using Mega Togekiss instead of. So you're going to be using Togekiss instead of Mega Clefable. But we're not talking about champions. We're talking about Legends EA. So the thing with Clef, right? Fairy Flying is a very good typing, especially when it's offensive. Your flying typing can counter the fighting types in this meta as well. So you don't really need to have like both a flying move and also a fairy move on it, but obviously if you want to, you can. And the thing about Clefable, which I think bumps it up quite a bit, is that it gets Mystical Fire? Let me double check. It gets a few, it gets Mystical Fire, it gets Fire Blast, it gets Flamethrower, it gets Thunderbolt, it gets Solar Beam, Shadow Ball, Focus Blast, it gets all these good moves. And you can actually use them quite well. But it is quite physically... Oh, no, actually, I take that back, It's actually quite bulky. 95, 93, 110. Yeah. I say he's up here, to be honest with you. Yeah, so you can use your fairy typing to counter the dragons and the fighting types. You can use your flying typing to counter the fighting types, and you can also use the flying type to counter Glycopod. Most of the time, you're going to be carrying a fire move on your table to counter fire types. So you're going to be countering Metagross, Goldengo, Mega Glycopod, but not very well. You're still gonna get absolutely walloped by a steel move, but you just better pray and hope you don't plus it or get a critical hit, you know. So I think Clefairy by here better than Meganium because it has a better defensive typing. But yeah, that's what I got. Alakazam. Oh, I'm sorry to have to do this. Yeah. No, actually, yeah. Bite is good enough. Yeah, no, bite here is good enough. The thing about Zam, right? One of the highest special attacks in the game. It has no coverage. It has Psychic, Psyshock, Shadow Ball, Energy Ball. I think that's it. It also has Focus Blast, but Focus Blast is not good in Legends EA like it is in any other game. Yeah. Look at those stats. It's so min max. It's unbelievable. It's so. Ignore the top 3 stats. The bottom 3 stats are the most things you want to worry about, right? And also, yeah, look at this. This is a level up moveset, by the way, in Legends CA. There's nothing here, but when it gets to TMs, you get Energy Ball, you get you get Shadow Ball, you get D-Gleam, your Focus Blast, Charge Beam. That's it. You're not going to be using Focus Blast unless you find a common Dark typing. But if you're gonna Focus Blast is only good on Dark types. That's it. And there's not a lot of Dark type meta Pokemon in this game. You're gonna see Mega Gary, and that's it. And you're also gonna see sometimes Umbreon, right? But when Alakazam gets a move off, it hits like a truck. And it's also very, very good against the fighting types. That's it. And if you're carrying energy Ball, you can one hit KO Swampert. And if you're carrying Charge Beam, you can one hit KO Gary. But Charge Beam is such an uncommon move that you might as well just run Calm Mind. And Energy Ball is actually quite a good move to have, because you can also counter Kyogre, Groudon, Marowak. Yeah, that's all I really got for Zam, to be honest with you. It hits like a truck, but you pretty much poke it in the eye and it's going to the hospital, you know. Who's next? Mega Gengar. Carnite, probably by here. Yeah, think about Mega Gengar. You don't see a lot of it. It has a good offensive typing, Ghost, but its other offensive type, Poison, isn't as good. And it makes it quite open to a lot of the Pokemon in this game, because 9 times out of 10 you're gonna find a Pokemon with Earthquake. That Pokemon with Earthquake is either gonna Mega Evolve or it's gonna plus move it, and then that's it. Gengar is dead. Okay. But I can't say this about Gengar. It does get a lot of coverage moves. It gets Thunderbolt, it gets D-Gleam, Focus Blast. Yeah. So it has decent coverage at least. It has Energy Ball, Sludge Bomb, Psychic, Thunderbolt, Shadow Ball, D-Gleam, Dark Pulse, Focus Blast. So yeah, you can actually run the Gengar pretty well. It's the same problem with Alakazam. It's just so physically frail that, like I said, poking in the eye is going to the hospital. But it's a Ghost type. Here's the thing: the thing about Ghost types is that they just get countered by other Ghost types and Dark types as well. But it counters Porygon Z, but Porygon Z also counters Gengar, because you can't use the stab moves against normal types, and you can't use the stab moves against Ghost types. Gengar counters Xerneas, because it has a poison typing, and Xerneas can't really do a lot unless it carries Psychic. But you don't really see a lot of Xerneas carrying Psychic, do you? It's most of the time it's just Geomancy, Moonblast, that's it, game over. It's good against Armor Rouge, but not against Ceruledge, because Ceruledge can just... Oh, no, actually, no, I take that back. Because Armor Rouge is Psychic type, and Gengar is a Poison type. So, I think, yeah, that puts stuff quite a bit. Yeah, put it back here. Why not? Yeah, I think I'm happy with this. Also, if you want to correct me in any sort of way, go ahead. Because like I said, this is my first ever tier list. I don't really know what I'm doing with this yet. But I'm trying my best here. Mega Scolipede, Bug Poison. You don't see a lot of Scolipede, I can't lie. I'm gonna have to put it maybe here? Yeah, here's the thing. Scolipede loses about 40 points in the speed for whatever god awful reason they decided to do that. Yeah, so here's base Scolipede, right? Here's Mega. It loses 40 points in its speed, but it gets absolutely bumped up in the physical side, and sometimes and a bit in the special side as well. But it has 60 HP, so it can still get one shot by a lot of Psychic types and Flying types. If they're special attacking anyway. And you don't really see a lot of Scolipede either for that reason. It counters Xerneas pretty well because obviously it's a poison type. It has Poison Jab or Gunshot. You're going to use that. And it also counters Magearna quite well as well. Because unless the Magearna is carrying Psychic, then Magearna is going to be less of a problem for you. But then again, it's a Magearna. You don't have a lot of things to use with Scolipede they use against Magearna, unless you're carrying Earthquake. Earthquake is everywhere. So if you carry Earthquake on Scolipede, you might as well carry on another Pokemon, because that other Pokemon will probably use it better than Scolipede will. But you never know. You never know. You never know what your team is. Like my teams are always wacky. Like I don't take this game as seriously as other people do. But yeah, that's my argument, and that's why it's at the top of not going. It does get pretty good coverage moves. Yeah, it gets pretty good moves. Mega Horn is good in this game because it's a ramming move, so you can just like straight forward. It gets Rock Slide. It gets Earthquake. Iron Tail for Fairy types again, but you really need to run Iron Tail since you're already running Poison move. Yeah, you're pretty much going to be running a Bug move, Earthquake, a Poison move, Sword Stance. That's your moveset, nothing else. Unless you can think of some other wacky way to run a Scolipede, then it's staying here. That's what I think anyway. Victory Bell, I can't lie, I don't see a lot of it, and when you do, it's not doing very much. Victory Bell. I'm surprised to get this thing a Mega Evolution, but it needed something, you know. So, Mega Victory Bell stats. It's a good mixed attacking mon, right? It has pretty decent bulk, 80, 85, 95. But no, there's no but actually, because it doesn't have a but. Its typing is pretty good defensively. It counters Fairy types, it counters Water types, it counters Electric types, it counters Fighting types. It gets Sword Stance so that you can set up on the physical side. You can run Victory Bell as a mixed attacker as well. You can run it as an all-out special, all-out physical. It's three movesets you can pretty much, 3-4 movesets you can pretty much do with Victory Bell. But it has the same problem as it does Like&sub. It doesn't have a lot of coverage. It has Knock Off, which has 65 base power. It has Leech Life, which is 80, and it's good against the Psychic types that counter Victory Bell's Poison typing. Oh, Knock Off does the same pretty much actually, to be honest with you. But apart from that, it doesn't really get much else. You just Sword Stance, Poison Jab, another physical grass move, and that's it. You can't really do much with Victory Bell. He's just a chunky boy. He's just a big chunk. That's it. So I think putting it underneath Beedrill is good enough, you know. Mega Medicham. Right, I can't lie to you. If this was on my personal tier list on aesthetics, it would be way up here. I love Mega Medicham. For whatever god awful reason, I don't know why, I couldn't tell you. He's just badass looking. But it's sort of down here. No, I'd say he's up here actually. Over Alakazam. Medicham is a pure power mon, and if you didn't know, any mon who has pure power or huge power, I believe they got added 40 to the physical attack. So they pretty much have 40 base more points in a attack. I'll show you what I mean now. Mega Medicham would usually have 100 base attack, right? But since it has pure power as an ability, that power it goes from 100 to 140, right? It's the same with Mega Marwile as well. Marwile has like 105 attack, and now it's 145 due to Legends EA. The thing about Medicham is absolutely frail, and you see a lot of ghost types in this meta. It has decent coverage. Most of the time you're going to be running a fighting move, Ice Punch, Thunder Punch. That's it. You're not going to be running anything else. Maybe Poison Jab as well for the fairy types. But there's not really anything else you can really do with it. You bulk up, you close combat, I don't know, say Porygon 2, Porygon Z, Metal, probably won't get a one shot in. That's all you're doing. That's all you're doing, literally. If you're carrying Thunder Punch, you can one shot Gary. If you're carrying Ice Punch, you can one shot Chomp, Rayquaza. But that's it. You're not doing anything else with it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, my boy. I love you so much. If you'd be up here for me, but no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah, if you're carrying Fire Punch as well, you can one shot Genesect. I know this for a fact. I've done this before. Manectric. My video, I got so surprised by Manectric, but it's probably down here. Probably, yeah, probably right here, to be honest with you. Yeah, top of not goated. The thing about Manectric, it has no coverage. It has it has electric moves. It has fire moves. It has Snarl as a dark type move. It has Hyper Voice. I believe it does. Does it get Hyper Voice? Yeah, it gets Hyper Voice. Yeah. So your coverage moves. Okay, so the thing, the thing about Mega Manectric, you're always pretty much going to be running as a special attacker, because you're not using 75 attack unless you're me. So you're going to be using max special attack, modest nature, and you're going to be running Thunderbolt, Thunder, Flamethrower, and another special move like Overheat. That's it. You can't do anything else. Snarl is too weak with only 55. Swift is too weak with only 60 power, and it's a normal type move, so you can't do anything else with that. You can maybe run Hyper Beam, because Hyper Beam is a pretty decent move in Legends EA. But apart from that, you can't do anything else with him. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like, in my video, he exceeded my expectations. I'm not sure if it's uploaded now or not, but no, you're staying by here, buddy. That's all I can really say to you. Right, who's next? God of War and Gallade. I'll check them both here for now. I'll check them here. So God of War. Correct me if I'm wrong, but God of War is probably up here. God of War is powerful. It's Psychic and Fairy typing. Its Fairy typing is good. It can counter a lot of things, but its Psychic typing pretty much gets outclassed by its Fairy typing, because yeah, Psychic typing can hit a few mons, but its Fairy typing can hit those few mons and also a few extra. You know what I mean? So its Psychic typing can be good against these two fighting types. It can also be used against Marshadow. But if you add on the Fairy typing, it can counter dragons as well. When you add on the Fairy typing to its Psychic typing, it can counter a lot more. It can counter Baxi, it can counter Rayquaza, Jump, and it also gets Thunderbolt. So it can counter water types as well if you want to. I'm pretty sure it gets Energy Ball as well, doesn't it? Energy Ball. Yeah. So it gets Energy Ball as well. So it can be used So what you do is you Carmine up, and then you run probably Mystical Fire, Thunderbolt, and also Moonblast, right? And with that moveset, you can counter a lot of these mons. You can counter Goldengo. You can use Fire to counter Goldengo, Genesect, Melmetal. You can use Thunderbolt to counter Gary, Kyogre. You can use Energy Ball to use against Swampert, Kyogre. You can use... there's no point in running a Psychic move, so you might as well run Moonblast. And when you run Moonblast, you can use that to counter all the Dragon types, and also Annihilate, Surf Edge, Marshadow. And also it has very, very high special attack. Yeah, 165 special attack. The thing is very low on the physical side, but I feel like this, the 165 special attack, the 135 special defense, and also it has good coverage moves, makes it decent against a lot of the meta picks. So I feel like that's why Gardevoir is, spoiler alert, it's better than Gallade, and Gallade is probably top of tier. I can't lie. Gallade is good. Psychic fighting. It doesn't have the thing about using physical psychic moves. It only has like physical psychic moves. There's only like 2 of them in the whole game. 3 of them. There's Psychic Fang, Psycho Cut, and Zen Headbutt. You can use Psycho Cut to counter the 2 fighting types, obviously, but you can use Psycho Cut to counter Annihilate, Surf Edge, and Marshadow. But the thing is, it's probably going to get one shot by Surf Edge, because Surf Edge is always carrying a leak. And it also gets countered by Marshadow and Annihilate, because obviously the ghost types. Gallade gets Triple Axle, so you can potentially one shot. You can potentially one shot Chomp and Rayquaza with it. It gets fighting moves, so you can counter the steel types with it. Yeah, that's all I really got to say about Gallade. It's pretty much the same as Gardevoir, but except it's 165 special attack on Gardevoir is now 165 physical attack on Gallade. And you can also one shot Baxi as well, because Baxi is an ice type. And with Triple Axle as well, you can use that to KO this guy right here, Marowak. And also Groudon, I suppose. Yeah. Nah, I'll keep it by here for now. Okay, that's fine. Who's next? Houndoom. I don't see a lot of Houndooms, but when you do, they're actually pretty good. I'll leave it by here. Yeah, between Raichu and Starmie. Houndoom is good. But for whatever reason, they put like, yeah. So regular Houndoom has 50 points in his physical defense. They put 40 points of it in his 40 points of his Mega Evolution into defense. Dark Fire is quite a good defensive typing, but its Dark typing isn't as good as it would be as an offensive typing. You know what I mean? I explained this pretty much for sure before. And it also doesn't get a lot of coverage moves. It gets Dark Pulse, Flamethrower, Overheat. It gets Mud Shot, to be fair. It also gets Sludge Bomb, so you can counter the Fairy types, but you're also neutral against Fairy types. There's no point in running a Mud Shot, because you might as well just run the Fire move at that point. And you can run Solar Beam. Solar Beam is good. There's no point in running Shadow Wall, because Ghost and Dark pretty much cover the same mons. So there's no point in running Ghost type moves on Houndoom. You could run Solar Beam, and then if you run Solar Beam, you can counter Swampert pretty hard, and also Kyogre. You can definitely one shot Swampert. Kyogre, I'm not too sure. Groudon, I'm not too sure as well. But if you're carrying Solar Beam on Houndoom and you can KO Swampert, Kyogre, and Groudon, the same set could be the same backwards as well. So Groudon, Kyogre, and Swampert can also KO Houndoom like that, you know. Its Fire typing is good against the steels in this meta, and there's a lot of steel types running around. You're always pretty much guaranteed to see a steel type in the team. Its Dark typing is also good against the Gen 9 Knights. And that's about it, pretty much, yeah. Yeah, sorry Houndoom, you're just gonna say about it for now. I love you, Scooby Doom. I usually want to play with you, but apart from that, you're not. There's nothing really good about you. Altaria. Say put it by here. Yeah, the thing about Altaria, right? It's Dragon Fairy type. Great typing, great offensive typing. It doesn't get any setup moves whatsoever. It doesn't get any setup moves. Anybody here? No. Anybody here? Yeah. It doesn't even get work up for crying out loud. It does have a lot of coverage, so you can run max special attack. Altaria has 110 in both attack and special attack, and it's also relatively bulky as well, with a good decent defensive typing as well. It doesn't have a lot of weaknesses, but those weaknesses are quite common. Ice, steel, fairy, sometimes poison as well. So you gotta be careful for that. What you do with Altaria is pretty much you can either run it. You can run like 3 sets on it. You can run physical, you can run special, you can run mixed attacking, and that's about it. Since you have no set of move on Altaria, you're not doing a lot of damage. So you better pray and hope you get a critical hit. That's the case. I've got to crack it down a bit more. Probably by here. Yeah, that's fine. You see a lot of Xerneas. You see a lot of Metagross. You see a lot of Goldengo. You see a lot of Melmetal. You see a lot of Baxies. You see a lot of Magianas. You see a lot of Rayquazas. Even though Altaria is immune to Dragon types because of the Fairy typing. Like I said, these Dragon types are most likely carrying coverage to use against Altaria. Especially with Baxi. Baxi's an Ice type. Ice types counter Altaria quite hard, but it doesn't get any sort of fighting move, rock move, whatever. It doesn't get any sort of that. Who's next? Mega Ordino. Oh yeah. Okay. Here we go. Probably by here. Yeah. So Ordino. What can you do with him? Ordino has pitiful offensive. Mega Ordino. Yeah. Look at that. 80. Special attack. That's his highest offensive stat, by the way. Fair enough, it's bulky, and it has 2 weaknesses. But what else can you do with it? You calm mind up. You use D-Gleam, Moonblast, whatever it gets. I think it gets D-Gleam. I don't even think it gets Moonblast. No, it doesn't get Moonblast. Right. Okay. So here's what you could do with Mega Ordino. You calm mind up. You run 2 fairy moves on it, because fairy is such a good offensive typing. You run Draining Kiss, you run D-Gleam, and you also run probably like Hyper Voice or something, or a fire move, or does it go? Yeah, it gets Fire Blast, it gets Flamethrower, it has good coverage. I'll give it that, but you're not doing anything else with it. I'm sorry, Ordino. Even though you did sick in my video. You're staying here. I'm sorry. There's nothing else you could do apart from that. Mega Lopunny. Sort of the same problem, but I'll put it by here. Yes. Okay. Lopunny is good. Lopunny is strong. It gets good coverage, but its normal typing is pretty much useless. Yeah. And if you are running a normal move on Lopunny, you're either gonna run Comet Punch, which can be quite mid, or you're running Giga Impact, and which Giga Impact has like a 20-second cooldown. So you're going to be waiting a long time. A long time. You're going to be waiting a long time for it to use Giga Impact again. And while you're waiting for Giga Impact to be off cooldown, you need to have two moves that are good enough to cover it here. To be fair, which it does. It has CC and it has Triple Axel. CC is good against Baxi and the Steels. And Triple Axel can be used against Chomp and Rayquaza. And to be honest with you, I'm Marowak as well. And to be honest with you, that's about it. That's about it for Lopunny, Mega Lopunny. It can't really do much else apart from that. It's fast, it's strong, that's about it. It can't do anything else. Mega Bayonet. yeah, Bayonet can go here, I suppose, above the Q-Bell. Bayonet is a very, very strong physical attacker, I'll give it that. Bayonet, yeah, look at that attack stat, 165. 165. But anything else is nothing. It's so weak defensively, 64, 75, 83. For whatever reason, you put 10 points into special attack when you're not going to be using special attack. Even though I did in my video, I used it. Even though in my video I used it as a special, as a mixed attacker because it was quite funny to use. Its pure ghost typing is good, but you're not using it defensively. You're using it offensively all the time. And for that reason, it gets countered by Annihilate, Marshadow, Dark type moves as well. Mega Gary gets countered by him, and also Bayonet gets no coverage whatsoever. It gets Ghost type, it gets Gunk Shot, it gets pretty much all Ghost type moves. It gets Gunk Shot to counter fairies. Yeah, that's about it. It gets Icicle Spear as well, which is I didn't know it got Icicle. Yeah, okay. It gets Icicle Spear. I'll put it up at one. Up one. That's all it can really do. With Icicle Spear, like I said, you can counter Chomp and Rayquaza. If you're going to be running Bayonet, you're going to be running SD, a Ghost move, probably 2 Ghost moves actually, because it doesn't get a lot of coverage. Yeah, does it get anything else basically? It gets Knockoff. It gets Zen Headbutt, but you're not going to be using Zen Headbutt a lot. Yeah, honestly, yeah, I'm sorry, Bayonet. You're gonna have to stay there. You can't do much. You have to high attack. That's about it. Okay, who's next? Mega Camerupt, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Camerupt is probably up here. Camerupt is sick, right? You can judge me all you want, right? But every time I use Camerupt, I always do good with it. Since speed doesn't really matter in Legends EA, because all it really does is affect your cooldown. Fire ground typing is really, really good offensively and also good defensively. So what you do with Camerupt is, and also look at his stats, by the way. May I add, right? 120 attack, 145 special attack. So you could potentially run a mixed attacking set if you wanted to. It has decent bulk as well, 70, 100, 105, and it has 2 weaknesses. One of them is a 4 times weakness. Yes, fair enough. But it only has 2 weaknesses. Look, 2 weaknesses. Like I said, the speed doesn't matter. Even though it's only 20, it only affects the cooldown on your moves, and it has good coverage moves as well. To be fair, I think. Yeah, it does. Right. So you can run ground types. You can run obviously you can run a ground type. So you run ground type moves on Camerupt. You run fire type move. You can also run Rock Slide if you want to make a mixed attacker. You can run Iron Head as well. You can run Stone Edge. You can run Flash Cannon, Iron Head. Oh, I already said that. Zen Headbutt. You can even run Trail Blaze. You can run. Yeah. Does it get Solar Beam? No, it doesn't. Okay, it doesn't get Solar Beam. It only gets Trail Blaze. But I think Trail Blaze would be good enough to one-shot Swampert. I'm not too sure if it would be, but if it does, fair enough. Fair play to him. So Camerupt, you can run it as a Mystic attacking set, which you should probably do, to be honest with you. It's a lot better. And with the moves it gets, it counters Gary, it counters Baxi, the Gen 9 Knights, Glycopod, Genesect, Melmetal. It can do a good job against these two as well, because most of the time these two are going to be running normal move like Hyper Beam, Tri Attack, and it's also going to run Ice Beam and Thunderbolt, right? It can counter the steals as well. You can counter the steals as well. Metagross, Goldengo, Melmetal, Genesect, like I said. So I think that's good enough reason for it to be up here, you know. Probably above Raichu. Right, judge me all you want. Correct me if I'm wrong, whatever, right? this is my tier list of personal preferences of what happens in DA online battles. Mega Extra Drill. Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong again. Up here. Extra Drill is phenomenal. Extra Drill, you run SD, Drill Run or EQ, and then you can run Iron Head for the fairy types, and then you can run maybe, what else does it get? Brick Break? Rock Slide. Yes, it gets Rock Slide as well. So if you're struggling against the flying types of this meta game, then you can run Rock Slide. You can also run Brick Break as well, but I don't see a point of running Brick Break considering I think Earthquake and Drill Run do the same kind of coverage moves. It gets X-Scissor as well for the grass types, Poison Jabs for the steel, for the fairies. But if you're gonna be running Poison Jab, you might as well run Iron Head, you know. You can run X-Scissor as well if you wanted to. Yeah, and extra drills. He has good. Oh my god, look at that. That's good defensive. It has good typing. Ground Steel. It has a lot of resistances. It has 4 weaknesses. Yes, fair enough. Only 2 of those are really common. 3 of those are common. I mean, water, fighting, ground. It has really good physical attack. Pretty good physical bulk as well. But it has no special defense. So if you see a Kyogre in your team on the other side, you're swapping out, you know. But every time I see Extra Drill, is always doing work. Always doing work. And for that reason, I think it's good enough to be in the go-to with a few counter tiers. Oh, it's good against Metagross and the rest of the steels. It's good against the Knights. Its steel typing is good against Xerneas. Its ground typing is good against Magearna. It's pretty hard counter to Magearna, to be honest with you. It's good against Rayquaza as well because it's a flying type. It's good against Gary as well, to be fair, because Gary is a more physical attacker and you can also use Rock Slide to potentially one-shot it, because Gary doesn't have a lot of physical defense. That's what I meant to say. Yeah, it's pretty good. Extra Drill is pretty good up here. I can't lie. Alright, here we go. Right, Garchomp goes hits. Right, need I say more about Garchomp? Garchomp is phenomenal. Ground Dragon, very high attack, 170 attack, really good bulk as well. Like I said before with camera, speed does not really matter in Legends EA. So we go to Chomp. It loses 10. Wait, I'll show you now. So Garchomp has 102 speed. Mega Garchomp has 92 speed. But like I said before, it does not need speed. This game does not need speed. The only reason why you would run speed is if you wanted to run a wacky moveset with like low cooldown moves, right? You're not worried about speed. You're more worried about your bulk and your whatever attacking side you're using, Chomp, you know? It's 4 times weak against ice, so if you see an ice move, kiss them goodbye, right? You see a lot of dragons, you see a lot of fairies, but they don't really matter, because Garchomp has good coverage. Good coverage. Against the ice types, it can use fire moves, it can use fighting moves as well, it can use rock moves. Against the dragons, you can use your own dragon moves as well. You can use Dragon Claw, Dragon Rush, Outrage, whatever you want, right? What else? Against fairies, you have, where is it? You have Poison Jab, you have Iron Head. What else can I say about Chomp? Chomp is phenomenal. Chomp is probably the best non-Mega Pokemon in this game. Well, Chomp is probably the best Mega Pokemon in this game apart from Eastwood. But I might be wrong now. We just haven't got to the rest. That's it. Yeah. That's all I can really say about Chomp, to be honest with you. Mega Chomp. Anyway, right. Mega Chomp Z. Probably by here, I want to say. By here. Yes, by here. By here is good. Chomp Z is probably, like, you probably want to run normal Garchomp instead of Chomp Z, you know. Like, this is Chomp Z's stats, right? You lose 10 points in your defense, I think. Yeah, 95 defense, and then you go, 85. It gets 5 points in a special defense for whatever reason. But its speed and offensive stats are phenomenal. So you can run as a mixed attacking set. And also it loses a ground typing. It loses ground typing, which I think is pretty bad. Because you lose stab on the best move in the game, Earthquake. You can run as a mixed attacking, yeah, fair enough, but Chomp doesn't get pretty. It gets good coverage move on the special side, but apart from that, it doesn't do a whole lot more because you lose your ground typing, and for that reason, since you lose your ground typing, Earth Power doesn't one-shot the Steel types anymore. I don't think anyway. No, what? Yeah, of course it does. Of course it does. If you don't have, if you're not running a separate, if you're not running Nasty Plot on Garchomp Z, right? You're not KOing the Steel types anymore, or the Fire types. Potentially the Fire types, but Steel types definitely not, because it's way too bulky. But that you pretty much need to run Nasty Plot on this thing, so it can KO a lot of the meta game. It pretty much gets deleted by Baxi, Chomp, Rayquaza. It could also get one shot by Gary as well, to be fair, and Kyogre. I think keeping it here is good enough. Yeah, I think keeping it here is good. Who's next? Mega Sableye. Right, oh, I'm sorry to have to do this to you, buddy. Yeah, Sableye here. Thing about Sableye, it's more of a defensive Mega, right? Really good defensive typing. Dark Ghost, only one weakness. Hardly any resistances though. It only has one resistance, the rest are neutral. It has 3 immunities, fair enough. One of them is quite common, the other 2 are not. But the thing, it's weak against Fairy, and you see a lot of Fairy types in this meta. You see Xerneas, you see Magearna, you see other Fairy types, like you see other mons that carry Fairy types. Fair enough, it's quite bulky, but look at this HP. The HP does nothing for this, right? It could be good as a mixed attacking set, but what else can you do apart from that? You could run Carmine, you could run Shallow Ball. There's no point. The thing about Dark Ghost, it's a good defensive typing, but offensively, it pretty much just does the same thing as it would be if you were just a solo Ghost type or a solo Dark type. Cause Dark and Ghost pretty much cover the same Pokemon. Yeah. I think Ghost would be a better offensive type of it, but I might be wrong on that. No, I think Dark would be. See what I mean? See what I mean? Does it get Source Dance? It gets Carmine, I know that. Yeah, it gets Nasty Plot, it gets Carmine, but it doesn't get Source Dance. So you're not running. You're pretty much not going to run a physical set in this. You're pretty much always going to run a special set. The special side of it, you got Power Gem, you got Energy Roar, Giga Drain for whatever reason, Mud Shot. Even though you're not going to be running Mud Shot, it's too weak. Yeah, it gets D-Gleam, I suppose. Does it get any special poison moves or steel moves? No, it don't. So it can't counter Fairy types in this game because it doesn't get any poison moves apart from if you run a physical set. But if you did run a physical set, you can't even KO a Fairy type because you're too weak. But it is a pretty good counter against Metagross and other psychic types as well, like Armarouge. But that's about it. I can also counter these 2 as well. Okay, maybe that's fair. Okay, I'll put that's all I can really do. I'll leave it by there for now. Mega Mawile. I barely see any Mega Mawile, and for that reason, I am putting it by. Yeah. Yes. Is this on VGC? Probably up here, but this is not VGC. This is Legends EA. Mega Mawile has the best type combination in the game. Steel Fairy. There's nothing better than Steel Fairy. Even Wolfie VGC said so, right? And Mawile is pretty strong. It has huge power, and because of that, there's no abilities in Legends EA. So it gets 145 special attack instead of 105 because it has plus 40 attack from its hidden ability, quote unquote. There's a lot of things that it does resist. It only has 2 weaknesses, fire and ground, and it's pretty decently physically bulky as well, but it only has 50 HP. So even if Garchomp used Earthquake, Sword Stance Earthquake on it, it's still getting one shot. But I think because of his typing, it could bump it up one above Alakazam or above Metacham. Yeah, I think this is good enough, to be honest with you. You run Sword Stance on mobile, you run Play Rough, you run Iron Head, and then you run another coverage move while you're on. Right. It counters Baxi really well. That's all it can really do. And maybe Annihilate and Marsh Shadow. But that's all you're really doing for it. Right. Oh, Mega Absols. Right, Mega Absols. Check them here for now. So, regular Mega Absol probably by here, right? I'm not going to talk much about it. It's a pure Dark type. It gets, for whatever reason, it gets like 45 special attack, 45 plus in special attack. And it is quite strong. It has 140 attack, but it's frail. Good luck when you see a fighting type on your team. Mega Absol Z, on the other hand, probably by here. Phenomenal, but it is very frail. Even like a neutral move on it or a resistant move on it could do a lot of damage to it because it has barely any defenses. The thing about Z evolutions, they have the same sort of defense as they would do in the So regular Absol has 60 in both defenses. Mega Absol Z, 60 in both defenses, right? But look at our attack and look at our speed, right? So you're going to be dishing out a lot of damage very quickly as well. You run SD, you run Phantom Force, you run a Dark move, and you also run Play Rough as well. And that's all you really need for it. And even with that, it does counter a lot of things. Its Ghost and Dark typing can counter the Psychics, it can counter Ceruledge, it can counter Goldengo. If you're carrying Play Rough, it can counter the Dragons as well, Baxi, Chomp, Rayquaza. Does it get any sort of coverage moves? Yeah, I guess Rock Slide. So if you run Rock Slide as well, you can counter the flying types as well. It has Zen Headbutt, but would you really run Zen Headbutt? You get X-Scissor as well, I suppose. You get CC as well. CC is huge. CC you can use that to counter the steel types in this meta. Metal, you can counter the normal types as well if you wanted to. Yeah, I think for that reason, oh yeah, I'll put it up there. Yeah, I think I'll leave it here. Right, yeah, that's good enough. That's good enough. Right, the Lucarios, my channel mascot. Regular Mega Lucario would probably be by here. Yeah, okay, right here. There's a pretty good set you can run on Lucario, right? You run Sword Stance, you run Extreme Speed, you run Mach Punch, and you also run Bullet Punch as well, right? There's a good Mach Punch actually with there. Sorry, I won't be wrong on that. No, okay, I was wrong. So there's a pretty good set you can run on Mega Lucario, right? You can run Sword Stance, you run Extreme Speed, you run Bullet Punch, and you also run Close Combat, right? Extreme Speed and Bullet Punch have low cooldowns. So what you do is, you set up Sword Stance, you Close Combat whatever's in front of you. You better hope and pray it's not like a Ghost type or nothing. And then, cause Close Combat that already does a lot of damage, you can use Extreme Speed and Bullet Punch to just dash in quickly and finish it off, right? And for that, I think that's why Lucario is very, very good. But it still is counted. It's still counted quite hard because it's frail. Yeah, see, 70 HP, 70 special defense, 88 attack, 88 defense. I mean, but it's very good as a mixed attacking, and it's quite fast as well. So its move cooldowns could be quite low. Mega Lucario Z on the other hand, probably up by here. Yeah, up here. No. By here, yeah. Mega Lucario Z is just so good, so good. It's more of a special one, but that special attack is 164 for crying out loud, and has 155 speed. And the thing about Lucario, it has a lot of coverage as well. Even if you like running like a physical set, you have Rock Slide, you have Thunder Punch, Ice Punch, Crunch, Dig. Does it get EQ? I believe it does. Yeah, it gets EQ, Stone Edge, Poison Jab, and a special slide. You get D-Pulse, you get Water Pulse if you wanted to counter ground types. You get Psychic, Shadow Ball, Flash Cannon for stab, Aura Sphere for stab as well. I forgot about that. That's pretty much Lucario's signature move. It also gets Nasty Plot if you want to do even more damage, but honestly you don't need to with a Z move. With a Z evolution I mean. Because Z evolutions, they dish out damage like that, quick and easy. And the move cooldowns are quite low. So for that reason I feel like Lucario is good, very good. Very good. But not good enough as in Go Superior. Because it gets countered by ground types pretty hard, especially Swampert. And sometimes Chomp as well, but you're fine against Chomp, to be honest with you. It's just Swampert you gotta worry about, and also Goldengo. But you can carry Shadow Ball for that. Right, Mega Sharpedo. I can't lie, you are ass. You are completely dead water. You are probably by here. I can't lie. Mega Sharpedo is absolutely physically frail, and it doesn't have good defensive typing either. The thing about regular Sharpedo, right? 70, 40, 40. You poke it, it's dying, right? Mega Sharpedo, 70, 70, 65. You Mega Evolve Sharpedo, they also Mega Evolve a Pokemon. They poke you, you die, right? Water Dark is not good as a defensive typing, to be honest with you. It has immunity to Psychic, so it can counter Mewtwo, but at the same time, Mewtwo is Mewtwo. It can carry Energy Ball, it can carry Thunder, it can carry Thunderbolt, it can carry Focus Blast, Aura Sphere, whatever. And it's also weak against Fighting, Fairy, and Electric types, which are pretty common, like I've said to you before, right? Maybe you could use it to counter Armarouge. Yeah, to be fair, it counters the Gen 9 Knights really well, really well. But these guys are pretty much always gonna run some sort of coverage move, or some sort of fighting move, you know. So goodbye Sharpedo. Maybe you could use it against Metagross, but Metagross can obviously one-shot it back with a Thunder Punch or something like that, a Fairy move. I don't think it's a Fairy move, but it is what it is. If you see Xerneas, kiss Sharpedo goodbye. You see Annihilate, kiss Sharpedo goodbye. You see Surfetch, kiss him goodbye. You got the idea. Sharpedo is frail. That's why it's down here. I'm sorry. Even though it has high attack, 140 attack, it doesn't really do much considering it's gonna get one shot by pretty much anything that it gets come across. So that's why Sharpedo's by here. So yeah, that's why Sharpedo's on the bottom. Electros, I'm sorry I have to do this to you, buddy. You're another one of my goats from my playthrough, but you're by here. Yeah, it's safe by here. Okay. Electros is a quote-unquote Hoenn Pokemon, but it got released in Generation 5. And the thing about Electros is it's really good as a mixed attacking set. 145, 155, and it has pretty decent bulk as well, with only one weakness on the ground. It has good coverage moves. It has water, it has electric, obviously it's an electric type. It has dragon, it has rock, dark, fire, rock again. It has grass, it has fire, it has bug. It has close combat, it has poison moves. But it's pretty much the same problem on Sharpedo. It's frail. So you see someone carry an Earthquake, you want to swap out. You see Marowak, you want to swap out. You see Swampert, you want to swap out. Unless by the off chance you can Giga Drain the Swampert, then that's okay. Yeah. It hard counters Gary pretty hard, to be fair. Unless like Gary is carrying an Earthquake, then kiss him goodbye. Same with Kyogre. It can counter Kyogre pretty well. I don't think No. Actually, to be fair, you're not going to see a lot of... there's not a lot of Kyogres running Earthquake, and if there is, then fair play to him. It comes with Golisopod very well as well. Because Golisopod is an awkward... It has like awkward good defensive type in Bug Water. You can run it physically, or specially, or mix attacking. You can run while you want, because it has, like I said, it has pretty good offensive stats, 145, 135. But that's about it. You can't do anything else there. Maybe at the bottom by here. Put it by here. Yeah. No, by here is good enough. Yeah, I like it by there. I like it by there. Go to do a lot of counters. Okay, cool. D-Knight. The thing about D-Knight, you don't see a lot of them because there's such an awkward Mega Evolution. D-Knight is more of a physical attacker, but its Mega Evolution is physically orientated. It's kind of like Pidgeot in a way. Whereas its regular Pokemon is physical, but its Mega is more special. But it's a D-Knight. And Mega D-Knight has 145 special attack and also 125 physical attack. So you could run it as a mixed attacking set. Does it have a good bulk? That's a good question. Okay, yeah, fair enough. It has a decent bulk to it as well, to be fair. But it gets one shot by Baxi because Baxi's an ice type and Dragonite is Dragon Fire. It has a lot of coverage moves. It has Hurricane, it has Fire Blast, it has Thunder, it has Ice Beam, it has Hurricane. I don't think it has any set of moves apart from Swords Dance. I might be wrong. Oh my god, wait. Oh no, it does not have a single set of move. Ooh, that's the thing. You sort of need a set of move if you want to run them on like this. But then again, it's Mega D-Knight. It's pretty good, and for that reason, I might put it by here. To be honest with you, and the Lucario above the Hangloom. Maybe swap put Meganium down a bit. Put Dragonite Earth. I think that makes more sense, to be honest with you. Yeah. I think this is alright. You see Baxi, you kiss it goodbye. You see Xerneas, you might kiss it goodbye, cause unless Xerneas has a set of Geomancy, then you're alright. You're doing alright. Right. Oh, the Kanto starters. Alright, I'll put them here. Right. I'm gonna start with the weakest of one of all. Blastoise. Right. I'm sorry, pal. You're by. Yeah, you're by here. Pretty much on top of not good. The thing about Blastoise, it has good bulk, right? It's a solo water type. The thing about Blastoise, it has good bulk, 120 defense, 115 special, 79 HP, and it has decent special attack as well, right? It does not get any set of moves whatsoever, so you can't even crank up that 135 even more, right? Okay, it has Work Up, so you could potentially run Work Up, but I didn't do that in my video. So what you could do is run Work Up, you run Hydro Pump, you run Ice Beam, and you also run another move as well, like Flash Cannon. But it's not doing that much, to be honest with you. Water and Ice is a fantastic move type combination, right? But its third attack and move is pretty much up in the sky. You can pretty much do whatever you want with its third attack. So let's just say you're running Ice and Water. Let's just say you're just running those two moves, right? Ice and Water, it can do neutral damage against pretty much all these mons up here, right? It's very good against Marowak. It's good against the Gen 9 Knights. It's good against Groudon, especially Primal Groudon as well. If you're running Ice Beam, which by the off chance you are, it's good against Rayquaza and Chomp. Yeah. And it's like I said, it's pretty bulky as well. So it can live a few hits. But it's not doing much apart from those. You know. Mega Venu is probably by I can't lie. Mega Venu is pretty much a cranked up version of Victreebel. It is. I think it's weaker than Victory Bell is. Venu. Yeah, it's weaker than Victory Bell, but it's defensively is a lot better than Victory Bell is. You run Growth, you run Solar Beam or Energy Ball or Giga Drain or whatever you want. You run EP, you run Sludge Bomb. That's what you're doing with it, right? That's literally all you're doing with it. There's nothing else you could do with it. It does counter Xerneas very well because obviously it's a poison type. It's quite specially bulky as well. So it could definitely live. It could definitely live a Geomancy Moonblast, and then it could also live a Psychic from Xerneas as well if it hasn't used Geomancy. It can sneak in a KO against the Gen 9 Knights. It can also sneak in a KO against Goldengo. It's wicked against Swampert. It's wicked against Groudon and Kyogre. Oh, maybe I have to crank it up a bit more. To be honest with you. Right here. Yes. That's good. That's good. Yeah. So the Grass typing is good against Swampert, Marowak, and its coverage moves. Its poison moves against good against Xerneas. And if you're running Earth Power, which you probably should be, to be honest with you, you can counter Goldengo, Gen 9 Knights, Metal. Yeah, it's good against Kyogre and Groudon as well. So fair play, Venu. Fair play. Mega Charizard X. Mega Charizard X. Probably by here, yes. I agree with that. I'll talk about him in a minute. Right. Charizard X is more of the physical attacking side, but it has a slight issue. Mega Charizard X has the ability Tough Goes in the game, right? Which boosts the power of physical contact moves. But it does not increase the attack stat in Legends EA. So you're running 130 attack and 130 special attack. So it could potentially be a good mixed attacking set. But Fire Dragon is quite... I was going to say it's quite frail, but it's not. It only has 3 weaknesses, to be fair. Ground, Rock and Dragon, but all of these are pretty common, right? You see Garchomp, you're swapping this thing out, nothing more. And it's quite frail as well. It has pretty good physical bulk, to be fair. And its coverage moves are pretty good. So you could probably run SD, you run in Dragon Rush, you run in Fire Punch or Flare Blitz, depending on what your preference is, and then you're running you could probably run EQ as well. You could run Thunder Punch, Rock Slide, Brick Break, Dual Wing Beat if you wanted to, Scale Shot. But to be fair, every time I do see Mega Charizard X, it does like whip ass. So I think putting it by here is good enough. Right. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but Mega Charizard White is phenomenal. Phenomenal. Mega Charizard White. These are the stats. Need I say more? 159 special attack, right? Even though it is quite frail on the physical side, it has good special bulk. It's 4 times weaker against Rock. It's 4 times weaker against Rock. But it's immune to ground type moves, so you can swap this in on there quick and it won't do nothing, right? Since it's already Mega Charizard, here's the thing about Mega Charizard. You can't run a special setter move on it because it doesn't have any. It doesn't have Massive Pot. It doesn't have Work Up. It doesn't have nothing like that. Okay. So what you do is you're running 2 fire moves. You're most likely going to run Blast Burn because Blast Burn is so good in this game. You're also going to be running Heat Wave because Heat Wave is also a sick move. You're running Solar Beam because if you didn't know, if you plus move Solar Beam, which you are pretty much doing all the time with Mega Charizard Y, because it's Mega Evolved, all Mega Evolved moves are plus moves. Solar Beam can hit straight away like that, right? So you're pretty much running 2 fire moves. You're running Solar Beam as well, all the time on it. And your last move could be whatever you want to. I don't think it gets a lot of coverage move. It gets Dragon Breath. It gets Dragon Pulse, it gets Hurricane. You can run Hurricane on it. Yeah, so that's pretty much all you're running, to be honest. Is you're running 2 fire moves, you're running Solar Beam, and you're running Hurricane. And for that, you can pretty much counter a lot of these meta picks, you know. Especially Swampert, you can catch Swampert off guard massively. You can counter Kyogre and Groudon pretty hard. Same with Marowak as well. With his fire moves, you can counter the steel types. If you're running Scorching Sands, you can take out the Gen 9 Knights. If you got Hurricane, which you probably should be, you're counting the fighting types. Yeah, so that's why Charizard Y is up here with Chomsy. So fair play to you, buddies. Fair play to you, boys. Right, here we go. Megamind. Megamind is probably by here. Megamind is. Megamind is so disappointing. I'm typing Megamind, not Manamar. Megamind is so disappointing. Dark Psychic typing is quite okay. Look at these stats. There's nothing going for it. Dark Psychic typing. Look at it has no resistances. It has an immunity to Psychic. A 4-time weakness to Bug and a weakness to Fairy. Yeah, there's not a lot going for it, to be honest with you. You could run Bulk Up. You could run CC Night Slash Psycho Cut. That's all it's got. It has Poison Jab for the Fairies, but it has nothing for. Oh, it has Rock Slide. Okay, I'll take that back. It has Rock Slide. So, oh wait there. Oh. I forgot about one meta pick. Where is he? Right, yeah, sorry. I forgot about this boy right here. Dondozo. Yeah, I forgot about... He's a popular pick. The thing about Malamar, right, it does nothing. And even if you use a set little move on it, even if you use Bulk Up, it still does nothing. If you use Carmine, it still does nothing. But, it gets a signature move called Topsy Turvy. And basically what that does, it reverses the stat changes of the target Pokemon. So, for example, Dondozo is gonna use Tatsugiri all the time, and then get +1 in all his attacks. So, Dondozo is gonna be using Tatsugiri all the time, right? And then when it swallows Tatsugiri, it gets a boost in every single one of his stats for a long time as well. Topsy Turvy counters that. Because you use Topsy Turvy on Dondozo when it has Tatsugiri inside of it. Those boosted stats become unboosted, you know? So it makes Dondozo neutral again. Or it takes a +1 stat and turns it into a -1 stat, you know? I think, yeah, so it explains it here very well. I just couldn't have a good job explaining it. But apart from that, it doesn't do anything else. So for that reason, it's probably by here. Probably by here. Sorry, Megamind, you're not doing much. Mega Dragology. Oh god, I'm sorry, mate. You're by here. Dragology is an awkward Pokemon, to say the least. Physically, is as 105 defense, to be fair, is okay. 132 special attack, so it's pretty strong. 163 special defense, so it can live a few special hits. But it has no set of moves. It has no Work Up, it has no Calm Mind, it has no Sword Stance, it has nothing, right? And you're pretty much not going to be running a physical attack in Dragology, unless you're me. The thing about Dragology, it has a Dragon Poison typing, which is quite good because the Poison typing counters out the weakness to Dragon, right? But it adds on the ground weakness and also the psychic weakness. But for the ground weakness, it gets a lot of water moves. It gets Water Pulse, Hydro Pump, it gets Surf, Liquidation. You're not going to be running Liquidation, but you know what I mean. And for the Psychic types, it doesn't get any coverage moves to sort out against it. So I'm sorry to say that. it gets countered really hard by the dragons and also the ground types in this meta game, and also Baxi as well because of the ice type. Yeah, sorry Goldengo, you're not doing much, but you're pretty much a lot better than most of these ones. But yeah, you're not doing anything else. I'm sorry. Oh my god, there's still so much to go. Oh my gosh. Right. Okay. Okay. So we got Glalie and we also got Frostlass. Where's Frostlass? Right here. Right. I can't lie to you. Glalie probably by here. Yeah, and Frostlass is probably by here. Yes. Okay. So the thing about Glalie, right? When a Mega evolves, it gets nothing into its defenses. Right, yeah, so regular Glalie, 80 across the board, right? So 18 all the stats, right? Mega Glalie, it only gets points in its attack, special attack and speed. Nothing in its defenses. And even if it did, it's still not living a hit. Because it's a pure ice type. And it doesn't even get a lot of coverage moves either. It gets Crunch. It gets ice moves. It gets earthquake. Okay, fair enough. And that's about it. It gets nothing else. So it can counter steel types quite well. Where is it? Yeah. It can counter steel types quite well. And also counters Metagross quite well. But like, you're still getting one shot by Metagross. Either way. And Glalie is not one shot at Metagross back. Because it's so weak. I don't even think it gets Sword Stance or nothing like that. Or Worker. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it literally gets nothing. Oh god, I'm sorry, Glalie. Yeah, sorry, pal. You're not good at all. You're not good. I guess it can counter Swampert and Gyarados because it gets Freeze Dry, and also Marowak, and also Baxi. But that's not good enough to put it up any more positions. So by there it goes. Frostlass, on the other hand, is good because that Ghost type on Frostlass counters its one weakness. Well, it counters one weakness. Fighting. Ice Ghost. It has an immunity to fight. Oh my god! It's even has more. Am I wrong about this? Oh my gosh, I might be wrong about this. It gets 13 of special defense. Fair enough. It gets 140 special attack. Fair enough. So it hits quite strong. Okay, it gets a lot more. It gets a bit more coverage, I suppose. It gets Nasty Plot as well, so it can set up. It gets Petal Dance for whatever reason. So you run Nasty Plot. You run an Ice move, Petal Dance, Thunderbolt, and with that moveset, you counter in Annihilate. You counter Annihilate, Surfetch, Metagross, but Metagross can carry you back. Does it get Energy Ball? Oh my god, it doesn't get Energy Ball. Oh, I don't know. It can counter Gary because of Thunderbolt. It can counter Chomp and Rayquaza. Yeah. To be fair, I think it's okay about it. Because even though it's weak against these two, it's also strong against these two. Because they're weak against Ghost and also him. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I like the position. Maybe up a bit more. Above. Yeah. Okay. Above Floette, I'd say. Above Floette. Oh wait. I forgot about Slowbro. Oh my god. I forgot about Slowbro. Slowbro is by. Here. No. Yeah. Here. It's better than Starmie. I need to be quick about this. So, Slowbro is when a Mega evolves, it gets huge defense, and it's actually quite bulky as well. 95, 80. It gets pretty good coverage moves as well. You basically run Calm Mind on it. You run Surf. You run Muddy Water, cause water is just a good offensive type anyway. And you're also running an Ice move, so that's all you pretty much do with Slowbro. You running the same move all the time. Right, sorry, I couldn't speak properly a bit more. It's just physically bulky as well, so it's good against it's good against the water types. It's better, and also Chomp. Yeah, okay. Mega Bomber Snow. Okay, Mega Bomber Snow is wicked. It's really, really good, but not so good because it has weak, pitiful defensive typing, Grass Ice. Yeah, maybe up there is a bit of a stretch, but maybe by here, and between Meganium and Houndoom, maybe above. Oh, I don't know. I'll leave by there. Ice Grass is really, really good as an offensive type. That's defensive. No, nothing. Okay. So does it get freeze try? Because everything gets freeze try, you can counter a lot more. You can also run a Bomber Snow as a mixed attacker, because it has the same attack as it does special attack, and it's actually pretty bulky as well, considering it has a lot of these. Yeah, it has a lot of weaknesses. Let's not talk about that. No, it doesn't get freeze strike, but that's okay. It gets rock slide. So if you're running a mixed attacking set, you're probably running EQ, Giga Drain, Blizzard, Rock Slide. I don't know. And with that moveset, you can counter pretty much a lot of things here. You can counter Gary if you're carrying Rock Slide. You can counter Baxi if you're carrying Rock Slide. It gets Focus Blast as well, so that's good. With his Ice typing, it can counter Chomp, it can counter Groudon, Rayquaza. With his Grass typing, it can counter Swampert really, really well. Dondonie really, really well. Dondonie doesn't have a lot of things to do against the Bomber Snow anyway, because it's just a pure water type, and Dondonie doesn't get a lot of coverage moves anyway. But when you see the Gen 9 Knights, that's their game over. You're finished. And also when you see a Steel type, you're also finished unless you're carrying Earth Power, like Modest Earth Power or Adamant Earthquake. But yeah. A Bomber Snow is good by day, I think. Grass Ice is good. That's all I can say. Alright. Sizzle. Probably by here, I want to say. Yeah. Sizzle. One of my boys. I love Sizzle. So much. As one of the best type combinations in the game. Bug Steel. It has one weakness, even though it's a 4 times, it doesn't really matter because it only has one, right? A lot of resistances, one immunity, decent bulk as well, a good attack, 150. And what you do is you're running Sword Stance, you're running Butter Punch, you're running X-Scissor or Lunge, depending on what your preference is, and you're also running CC. And with that, you can with Butter Punch, you can counter Baxi, you can counter Xerneas. With CC, you can counter Baxi again, you can counter the normal types, you can counter Melmetal, and with your bug type, you don't have to run a bug type move, but if you want to, you can do a lot of neutral damage to a lot of these mons. So for that reason, I think by there is good. And it also counters a lot of mons very well. It counters Gary, because Gary doesn't have a lot of coverage. It can counter Metagross, it can counter Xerneas, it can counter Annihilate if it ain't carrying Fire Punch. You can counter these two boys, you can counter Baxi, you can counter Kyogre, Rayquaza if it isn't carrying a fire move, you can counter Meganium, which is good. You can counter Swampert, you can counter Gordongo, Glyptopod if it ain't running Drill Run. Genesect as well. So yeah, Sizzle is probably very good, but it still has a lot of counters because obviously, yeah, it's a Bug Steel. Bug is Pinsir, probably by yeah, Pinsir. Bug Flying as a Mega is kind of mid, I can't lie. Cool Mega design, I can't lie, very cool. Bug Flying, yeah, 150 attack, 105 speed, so it can like dish out damage quite quickly. But it's a Bug Flying type. Good luck when you see Tyranitar, or another rock move, or Stone Edge, right? Good luck. You are doing nothing. But it gets good coverage moves. It gets good coverage. Like if you were to run it, you're running sword stance, you're running X's or a lunge, you're running CC, you're always pretty much going to run CC, and you're running aerial ace or dual wing beat. Yeah. Or you're running EQ instead of a bug move, you run EQ or stone edge, right? So let's say your moveset is sword stance, CC, aerial ace or dual wing beat or earthquake, right? You can counter Gyarados because you have rock slide, but I don't know how many pincers carry rock slide or stone edge. CC is good against the normal types, I suppose, and the skill types. Yeah, maybe down a bit more. I can't lie. By here, it's good. Okay, yeah. Sorry, pincer. Sorry. Mega Heracross. Probably by here. Probably like at the same. Yeah, these two boys can be together. Mega Heracross. I love Heracross. One of my boys. Heracross is a goated one. Heracross, phenomenal attack. 40 special attack. One of the most min-max mons of all time. 4 times weakness to flying, which there are a lot of flying types. Right, you're seeing Rayquaza. You're also seeing Zard as well. You're seeing bounce on Gary. You're also seeing a flying move on Sirfetch'd as well. So it does get countered pretty hard because it's bug fighting. But at the same time, it has 185 attack. So you are bound to hit a mon for a lot of damage and might even KO it. So you can run CC, Earthquake and another move with Sword Stance. And with CC and Earthquake, you're KOing. You're KOing Metagross, you're KOing the Rubber Ducks, you're KOing Baxi, you're KOing Goldengo, the Gen 9 Knights, Male Metal, and if you got a rock move, you can probably KO Rayquaza and Gary. You counter Magina quite well as well, but you just gotta be careful it doesn't get O-code by Fleur Cannon. So yeah, I think by there is good enough. Maybe a bit above. Yeah, by here is good enough, I suppose. Mega Hawlucha. I can't lie. Probably by here. Hawlucha is good. Hawlucha is sick. Fighting Fly, one of the only fighting flyers in the game. Yeah, fair enough, it's quite defensively pitiful and it has quite a few weaknesses, but its moves in Legends Z8 are really, really good. I can't lie. So you run Sword Stance, you run Brave Bird, you're running Stone Edge, and you're running Poison Jab, right? Or CC. No. Okay, you're running instead of Stone Edge, you're running CC, or instead of Poison Jab, you're running CC. Whatever you want to do. So either way, you're running SD, you're running CC, and you're running Brave Bird, right? And whatever move you want last, right? But even with just Brave Bird and CC, you counter quite a bit. And let's say you bring Stone Edge into the picture, right? You're countering Zard, you're countering Gary, you're countering Rayquaza, you're countering Baxi because you're a fighting type. But you gotta be careful because Baxi can also OHKO you as well. You're countering Sirfetch'd because you're a fighting type, you're countering these two because you're a fighting type, you're countering Melmetal because you're a fighting type. Yeah, I think, honestly, he's just, yeah, I think by here is good enough, to be honest with you. Hawlucha is low-key wicked. I'll put him by here for now, just in case I get, like, scolded for it in the comments. Right, okay, Mr. Controversial, we need to talk about you. I'm sorry, you're by there. Oh, by here. Oh, by here. Yeah, by here is fine. Mr. Controversial, Dark Fighting, you get countered by Xerneas, you get countered by Beginner. What more can I say? These two mons are pretty much everywhere. Fairy types are everywhere at the moment. And also, fair enough, it has decent bulk, right? 135, 135, both defenses, 65 HP, so I don't know. Say what you want. 130 attack, it's okay, right? It gets bulk up, it gets sword stance, so you can run either or. It gets dynamic punch, which is good in this game. It gets CC, which is also good in this game. It's good in every game, to be fair. But it's okay. So So for Scrafty, you're always going to run pretty much Sword Stance, CC, and a dark move, right, called a stab. And then the thing about Scrafty, it has full moveset syndrome, which means you need, like, you wish you had more than 5 moves of Scrafty, but you don't. You only get 4, which is annoying because you need Poison Jab for the fairies. You need Iron Head for the fairies. That's not a good example. Yeah, so you run a Sword Stance, bulk up, CC, crunch, and then for your last move, it's quite annoying because there's either a rock move for the flying types, a electric move for the flying types, or you're running Iron Head or Poison Jab for the fairy types. And like I said, it gets countered hard by these 2 bad boys. So for that reason, I feel like this is good enough for Scrafty to be in. Maybe above Absol, maybe above Metacham, I don't know. I'll leave it here for now. I'll leave it here. Mega Chandelure. Yeah, Mega Chandelure. Yep. I can't lie to you. Up here. Yeah, okay, yeah. Right here, good enough. Right. Let me show you Shandy. Shandy. One of my boys. I love Chandelure. He's so cool, look at him. Chandelure, Ghost Fire typing, phenomenal typing. Look at that attack, right? Okay. We don't need to worry about the weaknesses for now. But 175 special attack on a Ghost Fire type. They were cooking in game 3. Right, you're running Calm Mind, you're running Energy Ball, Solar Beam, you're running Heat Wave, you're running Shadow Ball. That's all you need. And with that, you can pretty much counter. You can counter Kyogre. You can counter the Steels as well because you're Fire typing. You can counter Swampert because you're carrying Solar Beam. You can counter Annihilate, Marsh Shadow because you're a Ghost type. You also counter these 2 because you're a Ghost type. Yeah, I can't lie, Chandelure is goated. You just got to be careful that you just don't run into Chomp, right? You run into Chomp, that's it, game over. But it's so good against everything else. That's why it should buy here. No. I'll leave it by there for now. Okay, yeah, okay, moving on. Mega Aerodactyl. I'm sorry, but probably by there. Yeah, by there. Yeah. Mega Aerodactyl. It's the same problem as Mega Charizard, right? Tough Claws, it doesn't get the attack boost, right? That's 135 attack, 150 speed. That's all it's got going for it. It's quite frail. Rock Flying is quite a frail typing to have as well. It has a common weaknesses, right? You pretty much see Water, Electric, Ice, Rock, and Steel every single game you play. So it's quite hard to fit Aerodactyl on the team. But when you do, you can counter Annihilate, Surf Edge, and Marshadow pretty well because you're a flying type. And since you're like one of the only like rock type megas in this game, you can also counter Glycopod as well because Glycopod is bug. That's all I was doing. And also Baxi. But Baxi can also one shot you, and Glycopod can also one shot you. Yeah. It's pointy as well. It's very pointy. Yeah. Sorry. I'm in kind of a rush because I got someone to be very soon, so I need to like. I've also got a few more Mega Pokemon to go through. Mega Steelix. Right, I'll put Steelix and Aggron up because they pretty much both do the same thing, except I think Steelix might be better, but not by much. So Steelix probably by here. Aggron probably by here. Yeah, okay. These two pretty much do the same thing, right? The only difference is Steelix is Steel Ground with 230 defense, right? Aggron is Mega Aggron becomes a pure Steel type, so it loses its Rock type, becomes pure Steel. It has pretty much the same stats as it does with Steelix, right? But they don't get any second moves, I don't think. Wait there, let me check Aggron. I know for a fact Steelix doesn't. Does it get Sword Stance? or bulker or worker. No, okay. Yeah, the thing about these two, they get counted pretty much by the same mons. If not, Steelix get counted a bit more. But it has a ground type. So, yeah, these two get pretty much counted by the same mons, right? That's what I'm talking about at the same time. They get counted by Chomp, Gary, Annihilate as well, Surfetch, Marowak, Armarouge. They get counted by Armarouge as well because they're not very specially defensive. They're good against Roulette, but they're not against Armarouge. Groudon, kiss it goodbye. Because Groudon is pretty much always going to be Primal, and then Groudon is Ground Fire when it's Primal, so good there. Yeah. And they pretty much only get Steel type moves as well. Steel, Rock, and Ground. That's all they pretty much get, nothing else. And those three together ain't that good as an offensive type. Rock and Ground is good offensively, but they don't have a lot of counters, you know? There's not a lot of meta picks that are weak to Rock. Apart from Baxi, Rayquaza, Mega Charizard Y. Oh, and also Gary as well, and also the Gen 9 Knights. Okay, maybe Franco's a bit more. But Gengar, let's see. Yeah, I'll put Agon by here. I think that's alright. Yeah, no, yeah, I'll put it by here. Okay, these two together. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, cool. Mega Tita! What do you do? Nothing. I think Bidea is good enough. Here's the thing about Tita, right? Here's the thing. Here is the thing about Tita. Rock Dark. Rock Dark. Yeah, fair enough, it has good stats, but look how many weaknesses it has. And 5 of these are really common, right? So, no matter what you're seeing, right? You bring on Mega Tita. By the time you bring on Mega Tita and Mega Evolve here, and try to get a setup move on it, everything else in the game has also got a setup move. Setup, right? So Rock, Ground, weak against these types. It gets countered by pretty much everything in this top row apart from these two, right? It gets countered by Goldengo, Swampert, Golisopod, unless Golisopod has Mega Evolved. Marshadow, Kyogre, Groudon, Magearna, Dondozo. Fair enough, it's a rock typing with 164. Does it get Sword Stance as well? No, it doesn't get Sword Stance. It doesn't get a setup move. No, it doesn't get a setup move. Oh my god, Tyranitar, I'm so sorry, but I think Bidea is going to have to do for you. Fair enough, you're good against Gyarados, but Gyarados is also good against you. Fair enough, you're good against Goldengo, but Goldengo is good enough against you. You're good against Metagross, Metagross is good against you. It's just a lot of back and forth with Mega Tita. You know? So that's why it's by here. I guess it can counter the Knights very well. But and Mewtwo as well. But once Mewtwo's Mega Evolved, that's it. You're dead to close combat, Mega Mewtwo X. Right. Gen 6 starter Pokemons. Gen 6 starters. Bring them all up here. Right, I can't lie to you. Gren would be by here. By here, yeah. Chestnut, correct me if I'm wrong, right? Chestnut is probably up here. Yes, up here. Delphox, probably along the lines of by here, yeah. Okay, so let's talk about Gren. Gren is frail. Same with Delphox, right? Gren is frail. It's paper. It has a lot of weaknesses. Electric Grass, Fighting, Fairy. You see a lot of those typings everywhere, right? It can use Sword Stance, but most of the time you're going to be running... Okay, never mind. Yeah, I guess Nasty Plot. You use Nasty Plot. You use his signature move, Water Shuriken. And when you Mega Evolve, Water Shuriken becomes like a massive Shuriken, and then you just throw at the opponent, and then it does a lot of damage. I'm not sure how much damage exactly, but it does do a lot, right? Greninja can counter. Oh, Greninja has the same problems as Sharpedo, where it gets countered, and Greninja has good offensive typing, but when it's frail, it can't do much, right? It can counter Metagross, but if Metagross is carrying a fighting move, then you're dead, right? It can do well against. It can do well against Armarouge, but it's Armarouge. It can do well against these two, but if these two are carrying fighting moves, you're dead. Yeah, that's all it's got going for it, to be honest with you. Mega Delphox is physically weak, especially good, right? 159 special attack is very, very good. Fire Psychic, on the other hand, is not a good offensive type to have, because you get. So the moves you're basically running on Mega Delphox is Calm Mind, Heat Wave, Psyshock, and Solar Beam, right? Those are the full moves you're going to be running the whole time, pretty much, right? Heat Wave does good against the Steels. Psyshock does well against Annihilate, Surfette, and Marshadow, but Marshadow and Annihilate do well against Delphox because they're both ghost types. Solar Beam does good against Swampert, so you can catch Swampert off guard, you can catch Kyogre off guard, you can catch Groudon off guard. Yeah, but if you see Marowak, Garchomp, Swampert, or anyone else running the Earthquake, Delphox is going 6 feet under. Goodbye, Delphox. Chestnut, on the other hand, right? You can judge me all you want. Chestnut is phenomenal. It's so good. Grass Fighting is really, really good offensively. Fair enough, it's not good defensively, but look at Chestnut's defense. 172. It could probably still get one shot by Rayquaza if you're using Dragon Ascent, but Grass Fighting is such a good offensive typing. Grass, you can counter Kyogre, Groudon, right, and Marowak, Swampert, Dondozo. If you're running Fighting, you can counter. Oh, yeah. If you're running Fighting, you can counter Baxi, which Baxi is strong against you anyway. You can counter Melmetal with the Ducks. And for your last move, you pretty much want to run Stone Edge, to be honest with you, to counter the flying types that you're 4 times weak against. So, if you're running Stone Edge, you can get Gary off guard, you can get Rayquaza off guard, you can also get in sneaking KOs with Charizard. Yeah, Chestnut, you're up there, buddy. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. Mega Skarmory. You're going up here, bud. Need I say more about Mega Skarmory? One of the best typings in the game. Steel Flying, right? Steel is weak against ground, right? Flying is immune to ground. Counts. Look at this. Look at this. And look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Fair enough. If someone has a electric or fire move, then Skarmory's dead, right? Anything else Skarmory comes in against is doing work. It is doing work. But it does not have a lot of coverage. Okay, I have a Rock Slide. Yeah, okay, so what you're running on Skarmory is you're running Sword Stance, you're running Brave Bird for a drill move, you're running Drill Run for a drill move, and you're also running Iron Head. But if you don't want to run Drill Run, you can also run Rock Slide, right? So Drill Run, you can counter the Steel types and the Fire types and the Electric types that counter you, or you could run Rock Slide, which is probably worse than running Drill Run, but obviously pretty slow. You're running SD, Iron Head, Brave Bird, and Drill Run, and with that moveset, you can counter a lot of these ones, a lot. And since it's Steel Flying, it does since it's Steel Flying, it has a lot of resistances to immunities, right? So it's doing work in this game. So that's why I put it up here. Right, I gotta rush through this quite a bit, so I gotta hurry up. I can't lie. I'm sorry if there's a little rest. Who's next? Oh yeah, I forgot about Phalanx. Phalanx. Oh, I'm sorry, buddy. You're alright. You're alright. I'm kind of disappointed in your Mega. Yeah, no, yeah, yeah, failings. What do I say about you? I'm sorry, failings. You got nothing, you got 135 attack, 135 defense, nothing else. You're a pure fighting type. You get bulk up. No retreat is ass in this game, because you can't swap out. Yeah. You're running bulk up, you're running CC, you're running Mega Home for the psychics you're weak against. You're also running Rock Stride for the flying types you're weak against. Knockoff, I think. Poison Jab for the fairies you're weak against. Seed Bomb for whatever reason. Yeah, sorry, buddy. You're going by here. You're going by here. Mega Sally. Mega Sally is probably up here, alongside Mega Dragonite. Thing about Mega Sally is that it's really, really good in VGC, but this is not VGC, like I said. It has wicked stats, right? 4 times weakness size. That's what brings it down. All of these types is weak against are pretty common in the meta, or in this game, I should say. So Backseat counters it, Gary counters it, Chomp counters it, Swampert counters it. Rayquaza, Magearna, Xerneas, Marowak if it's carrying Rock Slide. Cerulege if it's carrying Rock Slide. But the thing about Sally, it gets so much coverage, so much coverage. So you could run this as a mixed attacking, special attacking, physical, whatever you want, right? It does not get a settled move. That's what kind of disappoints it. And with 145 special attack, it's okay, but you can't get a lot of one shots in. So I think by here is good enough, to be honest with you. It's kind of the same problem as D-Knot in a way, but on the physical side. Mega Kanga. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're going by here. Yeah, by here is good enough, I suppose. Yeah. Mega Kanga, you're doing nothing. If only they found a way to implement parental bond in this game, then maybe it would shoot up quite high, but it doesn't. So that's why, yeah, it has decent bolt. Normal type is good defensively, right? It only has one weakness, a lot of neutrals, one immunity, right? It can be good defensively, but you're not using Kanga defensively, you're using it as an offensive mod, right? 125 is not doing much when your only settled move is Work Up. You're running Work Up, you're running Common Punch, Kick Up, Impact, whatever suits you, whatever floats your boat. For the ghost types, you're going to be running probably Crunch, and you're running EQ as well for the skills, right? That's what Mega Kanga can do. Mega Kanga can be good against Goldengo, I suppose, because Goldengo's immune to, or Goldengo's can't hit normal types for its Ghost Stab, but Goldengo has Mega Ring. So, what more do you want? I guess it counts Cerulege quite well. Yeah, Mega Kanga, I'm sorry, buddy. You've gone down even more. Probably underneath, yeah, probably by here. Yeah, I can't lie, sorry. Sorry to you and your baby. Mega Drampa, good coverage, high special attack, good by here. Drampa, yeah, high special attack, 160, decent bulk as well, has a few immunities, no sorry, a few super effectives, but you're always going to see you're always going to see an ice move, a fighting move, dragon move, or a fairy move when you're playing online battles. So for that reason, I don't think Drampa would be as good as it would be if it got a dark type in instead of normal. If it wasn't like a dark dragon when a mega evolves, then maybe it would do a bit more, but it doesn't. That's a good coverage moves. So you could run Carmine on it. You can run Hyper Beam if you wanted to, Tri Attack, Heat Wave, Hyper Voice, Solar Beam, Draco Meteor, Ice Beam, Blizzard, Fire Blast, Thunderbolt, Shadow Ball, Dragon Pulse. Yeah, it has got a lot of coverage, but it still gets plowed through by a lot of these mods because normal dragon is not as good as you think it would be. But Mega Metagross is probably up here. Yeah, Mega Metagross probably by here. Bottom of go with few counters. Metagross. Same problem as it does with Charizard and Aerodactyl, right? Oh. When a Mega evolves, it gets tough blows, right? It doesn't get the attack boost, unfortunately. It has good attack, good defense, mid everything else. A good defensive typing as well, Psychic Steel. Does it get a set of move to help with this thing? No, it doesn't. But it gets a lot of coverage, like it gets loads of coverage moves, right? And with a 145 attack, you can do a lot of damage, right? Mega Metagross is good against Baxi, really good against Baxi as well, to be fair. It counters Golisopod because Golisopod can't do much. It can do well against Xerneas. It can do well against itself. It can do well against Rayquaza, I guess? No, not Rayquaza. Honestly, yeah, where is he? Yeah, by here is okay, to be honest with you. Maybe by here. Yeah, I'll put it by here for now. No. Yeah. No. Yeah. Above Mega Raichu X. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Right. Okay. Need I say more? Probably by here. Nope. And yeah, by here. The thing about Mega Zygarde, right? It can only Mega Evolve when it's Zygarde complete. When it's Zygarde complete, it's already lost half its HP. So when you Mega Evolve it, it only gets half HP. But have you seen Mega Zygarde stats? Look! 216 HP, 216 special attack, nothing else. It has a 4 times weakness to ice. So when you see a Baxcalibur using Icicle Crash, you're dead. You're dead. Cause technically 216 is halved, right? Cause like I said before, you need to lose half of your HP to turn into Zygarde complete, and then you can transform into Mega Zygarde, right? So for that reason, I don't think it should be goated. Maybe by here is good enough. Yeah, cause the thing that makes Zygarde so good, right, is it's this new signature move. Where is it? I think it's Core Enforcer. I can't remember which move it gets, but Zygarde gets Nihilite, right? And Nihilite is a Dragon type move, which does super effective damage against fairy types. So it can catch a lot of the fairy types off guard, right? Oh, I might be wrong. Okay, I'll put it back here. Okay, yeah, that's fine. No. I'm indecisive. Right here's good. Okay, cool. Thank you. Yeah. You're countering a lot of these mons, but a lot of these mons can also counter you because your Dragon Ground. Dragon Ground, is, like I said, is pretty okay as a defensive type, and it's actually alright. 4 times. These types are quite common, to be fair. So yeah. Okay, moving on. Mega Diancie. Yeah. Sorry, you're not doing much. Probably top and not good. Maybe by here. Mega Diancie gets countered so hard, so hard. Rock Fairy is not a good defensive type at all. Actually, is it? It's okay. It's okay, but 4 times weak to steel. And it's weak to ground and water, which you're going to see a lot of. And Mega Diancie loses defensive stats when it's evolving, but it does get offensively good. It has 50 HP, 110 defenses. So if you see a steel type move on the other side, you just kiss your Diancie goodbye. Nothing's going to come back from it. Okay. It can be used to counter the Gen 9 Knights, I suppose, and also Golisopod. Rayquaza is really good against Rayquaza, actually, to be fair. That's all it's got going. Sorry, buddy. Right, Mega Mewtwo's. Bring them both here, because I really don't have a lot of time left. Oh my gosh, I need to be fucking quick about this. I need to be quick. Right, Mega Mewtwo X up here. Okay, Mega Mewtwo X is probably by... yeah. Yes, Mega Mewtwo X is by there. Mega Mewtwo Y is by here. The Mega Mewtwo X is good Because it has one of the highest attack stacks in the game. Mega Mewtwo X, 190, 154, 100 both defenses, and 106 speed. Or 106 HP, I mean. So it does do pretty well, and also it's a Mewtwo, so it gets so much coverage. Right. So you can pretty much build this Mewtwo however you want. You can build a mix, special, physical, whatever you want. And it counters a lot of things in this meta as well, because of that fighting typing. It can get gold, it can get Baxi off guard, the steals. It can get so much things off guard because of his coverage, you know. Same with Mewtwo, but Mewtwo has a bigger Mewtwo Y has a bigger problem. Look how physically frail it is. 70, 106. Fair enough, it's good on the special side. 194 is unreal, right? Unreal. But as soon as you see a Mega Absol Z or a Houndoom Sizzle, this thing is dead. This thing is dead. Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay, I think that's a good enough position for you. Right, we're on to the DLC. I'm gonna bring them up over here, just to make it quicker. Okay, I have the rest of them on. From Skill Villain. I have about 15-20 minutes left to record this video, so quick as possible. Skill Villain. I can't lie, very underrated. Very underrated, but it's not as good as people think it is. So by here it goes. Grass Fire is unique. One of the only grass fires in the whole game. Probably, it's the only grass fire in the game, right? It's another Hoenn Pokemon, right? It's so weak on the defensive side, but as a fire grass type, it's really good because fire grass type can counter a lot of things, and the grass type can do well against the water types. The fire are weak against, yeah. And fire is good because fire can also counter the steel types that grass is good against, right? But it does not get anything else apart from fire moves and grass moves. It has a few other coverage moves. It has Outrage, has Zenith, but Crunch and Thunder Fan, and that's it. Nothing else. It gets Growth as a setter move, yeah. So what you want to do is I ran a mixed attacking set in my Skull Villain video, which I'm not sure would be up or not by the time we review it. I ran max attack on my Skull Villain, Adamant, Quiet, whatever. Plus attack minus speed, whatever that makes it. I think that's Quiet. You're running Thunder Fang, you're running Thunder Fang, Fire Fang, Overheat, Giga Drain, right? And that was actually pretty good. That was a pretty good moveset for it. But it gets countered because it's a Skull Villain. What else could the Skull Villain do? It gets countered by Gary, it gets countered by Rayquaza, Magearna, it gets countered by Glycopod when it has a Megad. It gets countered by Sirfet because it's always carrying a flying move. Yeah, sorry Skull Villain. You did pretty well though. Done pretty well. Oh yeah, I don't need to go down anymore. Glim. I don't see a lot of Glim. But when I do, it's not doing much. So I think by here is good. Thing about Glim, it's a rock poison type. So when you see, it's a rock poison type. When you see Earthquake, you're dead. When you see Garchomp, you're dead. And it's not very bulky either. As 155 attack, which is fair enough, I suppose. It has pretty decent coverage moves, but but you're pretty much going to be running the same moves all the time. And if you're running the same moves all the time, then you know what the other Glimmer is going to run in you. You're going to be running Power Gem, Energy Ball for. You're going to run Energy Ball for the ground types you're weak against and the water types. You're running Poison types for the Fairy types you have, and you also run either Deagling, Flash Cannon, and that's all this Gothray, yeah. So Glim, that's what you buy here because you don't really do much else. I can't lie. Sorry, Glim, Mr. Pinocchio. Tatsugiri. Probably buy here. Yeah, Tatsugiri. You're only using Tatsugiri for Dondozo. But if you are running Tatsugiri, here are stats. Yeah, here are Mega Totsugiri stats. 135 special attack, 125 special defense. Nothing else. If you see a physical dragon type or a physical fairy type, that's it, game over. Nothing else. You're not surviving. If you see Xerneas, you're dead. If you see Magina, you can't counter it because you've got barely any coverage moves. You could run Mud Shot with Nasty Plot, but you're not going to one hit KO with Magina. You do well against Marowak, the Knights, Groudon, I suppose. That's about it. And I would say Baxi as well, but Baxi does well against you. So yeah, sorry, buddy, Mr. Sushi. You're cool and all, but nothing else. Right, Mega Baxi, you go up here. Can't lie, probably by here. Nice. Right, Mega Baxi. It's basically the ice version of Garchomp, right? But yeah, it's basically the ice version of Garchomp, right? 175 attack, pretty good bulk as well, low speed, and that's it, right? But because it's ice type, it gets countered by Fighting Steel Rock. Yeah, that's why it's under Chomp. But Ice Dragon is really good in this meta game, right? You can counter, and it also has pretty good. It has good coverage moves as well. As Thunderfang for Gary if you want to run it. It has Dig if you want to run that as well. It has EQ, which you're obviously going to run. It has Iron Head for fairies. You're going to be running Icicle Spear or Icicle Crash, whichever one you want to do. You're running Dragon Rush, Glaive Rush. You're also running SD, yeah. You do well against Rayquaza, Chomp. They also do well against you. You're doing well against Groudon. But Groudon could also do well against you if it hasn't primaled. Yeah, okay, so I think that's enough for Baxi right now. Yeah, sorry buddy. You're good and all, but I'm going to move on. The Hoenn starters: Sceptile, Blaziken, Swampert. Right, Swampert, you're going up here. Swampert, need I say more? Swampert is Swampert is one of the best typings in the game. Water ground, 1 weakness, 4 times to the grass, right? Pretty good neutralities as well. 1 resistance to electric. Really good bulk for something with 1 weakness and really good physical attack. But you know what Swampert is going to run because it runs the same moves every single time, right? It's running Bulk Up, Ice Punch, EQ, Waterfall, nothing else. But that's all you need. That's all you need. Those 3 moves are good enough to counter a lot of this meta game. So with Ice, Water, Ground, right, you can counter with Ice. You can counter Chomp, Rayquaza. With Ground, you can counter Steels. So you can counter Goldengo, Metagross, Melmetal. With your Water type, you can also counter the Gen 9 Knights. You can counter Marowak, counter Kyogre. Groudon. Yeah, and it's also bulk city. It's bulky boy. That's why I put it above Baxi, because I feel like you're living more hits with Swampert than you are with Baxi, right? Sceptile, you're probably by here. Yeah. Yes. Blaziken, you're better. I'd say you're better. I'll put you next to Luca. Okay. Talk about Sceptile. Sceptile is Grass Dragon, which is Orchid typing, because it has a lot of weaknesses, especially ones against Baxcalibur. So when you see Baxi on the field, you want to swap this thing out. And it's also look at these defenses. It has the Sharpedo problem, where it's really good offensively, but defensively, you're dead, right? And it's also weak against 3 common types and also Rayquaza. So when you see Rayquaza, you're dead. When you see Chomp, you're dead. When you see Xerneas, you're dead. When you see Baxi, you're dead. You're triple dead basically because of ice moves. Yeah, Blaziken is a lot better. Blaziken is wicked, but not too wicked, because it has high attack. Okay, no. Oh, maybe I should bring this. Where is he? Where is he? No. I think that'll be alright. That'll be alright. But Blaziken, 160 attack, really good. 150 attack can be used as a mixed attack if you wanted to. 100 speed, who cares about speed? 80 in defenses and HP. When you see Groudon, you're dead. When you see Garchomp, you're dead. When you see Kyogre, you're dead. When you see Swampert, you're dead. But it does get good coverage moves. It gets so much coverage. It gets Solar Beam for Swampert. It gets Thunder Punch for your flying types. It gets Poison Jab for your fairy types. It gets CC, because why wouldn't you run CC on your Blaziken, on your fighting types? You get Scorching Sands for whatever you want to run Scorching Sands on. EQ if you want to run EQ. Aerial Ace for other fighting types. Yeah, I feel like by there is a good enough thing for it. Right, I made the tier list bigger, so you can pretty much see everything, right? Okay. Who's next? Mega Chime. Mega Chime is pretty much a special version of Metagross, but a lot weaker. So I'll put it by under Ember. It's good enough. Yes, under Ember. Mega Chime. I love the fact they made Chime Mecha and Mega Evolution, but it's not doing much. Psychic Steel, pretty good bulk. It's weak against ground because it doesn't have levitate in this game. That's all it's really doing, to be honest with you. It has 135 attack, or special attack I mean. So you run Calm Mind, you run Energy Ball for the ground types that counter you, or Water Pulse. You run Psychic. You can run D-Gleam if you wanted to. You run Flash Cannon. With Flash Cannon you can counter Xerneas really well, because you turn into a Steel type as well. With your Energy Ball you can get a Swampert off guard. And that's all it's really doing, to be honest with you. Yeah, sorry I can't really talk about much anymore. I gotta wrap this up real soon. Mega Glycopod, you're up here, buddy. Yes, you're right there. Mega Glycopod. Probably even better than Skarmory, to be honest with you. Look at that, look at his stats. Bug Steel as well. Like I said before, Bug Steel is one of the best defensive typings you could get in this game. Right, I'm cranking it up, yeah. Above Mewtwo. Bug Steel is phenomenal. But when you see Charizard Y, you're swapping out. But 150 attack, 175 special attack, you're living a lot of hits, and you're also dishing out a lot of damage as well. So let's say you're running SD, you're running Rock Slide for your fire types. Oh no, wait there. You're running SD, you're running Leech Life for recovery, you're running First Impression if you wanted to, you're running Rock Slide for fire types and flying types, you're running water moves because obviously your normal Glycopod. Glycopod is bug water, so you can counter the fire types really well. With Drill Run you can counter the steel types, and also since you're a steel type yourself, you can also take down Baxi. So that's why it's up here. And also, look, just one more time. Look at those stats. Phenomenal, Mr. Joydecker. You're very, very good. Mega Golem is really, really good. Really, really good. Probably better than Metagross, to be honest with you. Ground Ghost is really good offensive typing. Ground Ghost is really good offensive typing, right? And it has pretty decent bulk and a really high attack. Fair enough, it has a few weaknesses, but you can counter those few weaknesses. You can run Thunder Punch to take care of the water types you're weak against, right? You can carry Fire Punch if you wanted to, Ice Punch, Rock Slide, Brick Break, CC. You're doing a lot. And you're pretty much always going to run EQ and a Ghost move on this, right? And also Bulk Up. If it doesn't get Bulk Up, okay, it doesn't get a setter move, unfortunately. So what you could do is run two ground type moves. You can run CC and you run Shadow Punch, and that's all you pretty much need for Golem. So that's why I put it by here, because it counters Metagross really, really hard. Counters Metagross hard. Counters Goldengo hard, except Goldengo can hit it back. Counters Mel Metal. Maybe Gary. You can counter these two very well, especially Armor Rouge. Not so much Super Edge. Yeah, moving on. Staraptor. Fight and Fly. Probably by here. Yes. Staraptor is Fight and Flying when Omega evolves. But since it's a first Rockmon, it doesn't get down. It only gets 558, 585 in its base stat total, and its highest stack is attack. I know that's what you're doing. Everything else is weak. You're weak against you're weak against 3 common types in this meta: electric, ice, and fairy. Right. So when you see Xerneas, you're dead. That's it. You're dead. But everything else can counter pretty well. What's the coverage move like? Oh, maybe not. You're running Bulker. You're running CC for your fight and stab. You're running dual wing beat or fly for your fly and stab. Yeah, that's all it's really got. It hasn't got a lot of coverage. So where is he? I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I can't lie, you can't go down, buddy. Maybe by here. Yeah, better than Altaria. No, better than the Electros, I say. Because at least you get a setup move, whereas these guys don't. Right, who's next? Crab. Oh my god. Right, Crab, I'm sorry. Right, Crab. It's up there. Crab is so underrated in this game. Ice fighting. Don't worry about the speed stat, because the speed stat doesn't matter. But ice fighting is so good in this meta game. You can counter so much things. You can counter Baxi. You can counter Ducks. You can counter Marowak. You can counter this guy, Chomp. If you're carrying EQ, which you probably should be, you can counter Goldengo. Counter the Knights. You can counter Mel Metal as well. Rayquaza does good against. It does good against Groudon as well when it has in Prime Mode. It does good against Dondozo. If you're not running EQ, you can run Thunder Punch or Rock Slide. Yeah. So you can run Thunder Punch or Rock Slide to take rid of Gary. Thunder Punch for Kyogre as well. Yeah. Crab is underrated. If you're not using Crab, you should do. Crab is unreal. Heatran. Probably by here. Yes. Heatran. Heatran is good. Heatran is very, very good. We all know this. Fire Steel, really good defensive types. Right? It loses 10 in the speed, but that's okay. We don't really care about the speed. But look at what it has. Look at this. It has 2 weaknesses. Fair enough to common, water and fighting. But that's okay. Because you are living a few hits. Oh yeah, wait, the ground. Okay, never mind. Okay, Chomp. You're living a few hits, but when you see ground move, when you see EQ, you're dead. Game over. 175 special attack, so you're dishing out damage. 140 special defense, 106 defense, 91 HP. So you are living a few hits, right? It doesn't get a setup move, unfortunately. But me personally, I don't use any of these legendaries. I don't really use them. So I'm speaking from like getting walloped myself by these legendaries. But if you are going to be running Mega Heatran, right? You're running Magma Storm. You're running Heat Wave. You're running Flash Cannon, and you're also running Solar Beam. That's all you need. That is literally all you need. With your fire moves, you can counter the steals, right? With Solar Beam, you can counter Swampert really hard. Does it get Power Gem? No, it gets Ancient Power though. Ancient Power can counter the fly-ins. Flash Cannon, yeah, it's good against Xerneas. It's really hard counter against Xerneas, to be fair, because Xerneas' Moonblast is 4 times resistance by Heatran. So I feel like putting it by here is good enough, but it just gets countered by ground types really hard because it doesn't get anything to its physical attack or physical defense. I mean, Mega Darkrai. Oh, I'm so sorry to have to do this to you, buddy. I am so sorry I'm gonna have to do this to you. Yeah, bye here. Mega Darkrai, you're not good. You're not good. And when people use you, you're not doing work. Fair never has good bulk, good special attack. But no one uses Darkrai. That's the thing. Because his signature move, Dark Void, in this game is it's okay. But you need to combo it with Nightmare. Does it get Nightmare? No, it doesn't get Nightmare. Oh yeah, wait, Bad Dreams is in this game. Bad Dreams, his ability is in the game, because it does chip damage when you put a opponent to sleep with Dark Void. But yeah, but no one uses Darkrai. And when people use Darkrai, they're not using it for long, because it gets countered by fairies. It gets countered by the fairies in this game. It gets countered by the Fightins. It even gets countered. Even gets hard countered by Sizzle, for God's sake, right? And Heracross. When you see Heracross against the Sizzle, right, you know who's winning. The Heracross is. Right, sorry. Moving on. We got 4 more. 3 left. Latios. I'll put it by here. Yes. And the same with Latios. Right. These two are basically the same. Right. I think Latios is the better one out of the two. Mega Latios, 160 special attack, right? Latios, 140. Yeah, okay, so Latios is more special attacking. No, Latios is more attacking side of things. Latios is more defensive attacking things. So, if that's the case, I'll do that. Wait, which one's which? Yeah. So this is Mega Latios. Okay, this is Latias. This is Latias. You can tell the difference by the eye colors. But the Dragon Psychic gets countered really hard in this game. You see Garchomp, you kiss him goodbye. Mewtwo, yeah, kiss him goodbye. Back to you, kiss him. Yeah, sorry, I can't really say much anymore because I need to wrap this up now. Zeraora, very good, probably better than Raichu. Yeah, my TV just turned off in front of me and I'm waiting for it to turn back on. It's literally giving me a sign that I need to go. Right, okay, thank you very much. It's back on. Right, Zeraora, better than Raichu. Zeraora, really good mixed attacker. Zeraora. Look at those stats. But the thing is, you see Garchomp, you're dead because it doesn't get an ice move, right? It gets play rough, but it doesn't get a nice move. Yeah, but it's still Mega Zeraora, for God's sake. Look at these stats. Look at these stats. You're running Bulk Up. You're running his Plasma Fist. You're running his CC, and you're running play rough. That's all you really need. You're running electric for. Gary, Kyogre. Don Donny. You're running CC for these 3 by here, these 3 bad boys, and also Melmetal, and you're running play rough for Dragon types, and then maybe by here I think by here is good enough. I was thinking about swapping these 2 around at some point, but I'm not too sure. But like I said, this is more like personal preference of like what I've seen in my videos and like what I've seen playing online battles, you know. So this has been my tier list of seasons 1 to season 7 of Pokemon Legends ZA online battles. This list is only Mega Evolutions, but I will do regular Pokemon soon. I just gotta get the time to do it. So if you enjoyed, I want to see more of this. Subscribe and leave a like, cause there's plenty of Pokemon content coming daily for you guys. And let me know down in the comments what you thought of this tier list. What Pokemon would you move up? What Pokemon would you move down? Etc. etc. So, until next time, look after yourselves.